cheese town.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. And tonight, the OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series once again is back, and we're here live at the State Fairgrounds in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, here at the Milwaukee Mile for the Traders Brewing Company. Is it 168? I'm making sure that's right. As practice just concluded, we're getting into quality. We got some group qualifying, as you see, going on right now, and also tonight we get to implement the choose cone. So a lot of new stuff going on here tonight. And I'm excited to be back here in Wisconsin.
I'm just excited to get to a true oval. I mean, first 2 weeks have been our road course and Indy, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun just seeing these guys on an actual true oval and see who's really fast, who's figured this car out. And like you said, having the choose cone rule, that's a whole nother tool that these guys will have to make track positions. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one indeed. There you do see the Traders Brewing Company 168, 284 laps halves. Top six will invert here tonight. And we do have the return of Matthew up here in the booth as well. And Matthew, I think you're still eating tacos. I should say you're eating a big wheel of cheese right now, I'm assuming. Is that correct?
You can call it tacos. It's definitely the closest we have here in Lima, Ohio to real tacos. But yeah, no, this is exciting. Me myself, I've only actually driven Milwaukee and iRacing a couple of times, but this track is fun, super fun. It's literally like a fat New Hampshire, and I think personally, it races a little bit better than New Hampshire because of these slightly wider turns and shorter straights. From what I've been seeing, from watching guys drive around, it's tough. This thing is slippery off the corners.
Yeah, and I've talked to a couple drivers out of the Do Good stable that did say they, like the handle of this car actually, as far as how stable it can be. As you see, Westergren having a little trouble there in qualifying. Obviously, there's always going to be, I think, this trouble as far as mashing on the gas and getting, as Carlos always says, too much beans and getting the car upset. But it seems like they like that setup. I think just the big thing is it's always a factor here at Milwaukee is rolling the center of that corner. You've got to let that thing just arc, and getting that power down is going to be a key factor by not getting those beans that hopefully are now in your taco.
Yeah, probably going to be a lot more beans on the track than in my little taco and my burrito here. But yeah, rolling the center and really being easy getting back to the gas. I mean, obviously with the high horsepower in these cars, you run the risk of heating up those rear tires, and once you get those rear tires hot, it just sucks until you slow down and cool them down. But you don't have banking to kind of help you get off that corner. It's a lot of horsepower coming off a flat corner, so it's going to be a lot of tire management too, guys racing the track.
Yeah, it's going to be a race in the track. I think racing these other drivers right now. Ryan Lutz on the pole here for tonight's Trader Brewing Company 168, but still, what's the clock looking like here for the we're 3.5 minutes into the 10-minute session. Are we running the whole 10 minutes here? Ready to? I believe. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And Cameron Rich. Right now, Cameron Rich just went on top of the leaderboard, and as we've seen, in the first 2 weeks of the season, 3 out of the 4 halves so far have been won by Cameron Rich. Is there anyone out there do you think that can maybe dethrone the man tonight?
Man, I don't know. We talked to Cam in the pre-race show, and we asked him the question about this car versus another car, and he was very, very, very biased, obviously, to this car. He really, really enjoys it. And he was the only person who seemed to enjoy it on that level. I don't know if the other guys have not adapted as quickly as he has. But again, this is the first real true oval that we're going to. So I think tonight we might actually get to see who can take it to him. I'm looking at Lutz and Leinemann, Cooper Johnson. There's Indelicato. Where's Indelicato at? I mean, he's going to show up at some point. So I don't think Cam's going to run off and just leave everybody with this car. And tonight might be the first time we see who's going to be able to take that fight to him every week.
Yeah, if I want to say, I think we talked about it last week, but my memory is obviously not great. But I think Damian Leininger finished second to Cameron Rich in the all three of those paths that he's won. So currently sitting third on the speed chart. So maybe there could be some noise made there. Vincent Isabella, there you see him spinning out. He's currently sitting, where's he on this chart? It's 10th right now. More guys going out to qualify. Anyone that has not taken laps? Oh, OSCA Daddy.
So I have a question for you guys as we sit here and watch, and I'm watching people try to wrap that bottom as well as they can. It looks like that's what they're doing. I've actually never raced here or saw a race here, so can you guys kind of give me some information of what these guys are actually trying to do? Because I see them all over the place, and I don't think they want to be all over the place.
No, go ahead, Ed, or Matthew. It's been a while since I heard you speak.
It's good. I'm having to time my Taco Bell bites here. It's working pretty good. As far as how to drive the track, man, if I had to guess, you're gonna see maybe guys diamonding it. Like you see there, maybe. No, it's a lot of guys hugging that bottom. But I have to imagine if you take a nice early apex, you can wash up and get a nice straight shot off the corner. But then again, we probably look at what the guys at the top of the chart are doing and find out. We'll find out during the race too. This guy's way up there. That can't be intentional.
You know what we should do right now?
Well, yeah, what's that?
Just make some picks.
Make some picks. I will say before we do make picks, Matthew is pretty spot on. You might see a little bit of diamond in this racetrack, but rolling that center of the corners, trying to stay as low to the groove as possible on that yellow line is going to be key. And there's paramount. And I've watched a couple races live here. Last one was actually back in 2013, an IndyCar race, and that was kind of the same thing. You got to make sure it's kind of a one groove track, but just being that being said, it can put on some pretty good racing. Looking forward to that tonight. But Vic, who's up first?
I am. And I'm gonna pick the guy that's gonna. I know, right? I'm picking all the guys that are finishing last. And I'm gonna continue to do that trend. And I don't get to pick this guy ever, so I'm gonna pick on him. And by pick on, I mean I'm just gonna pick him. And we're going for the number 7 of Nick Monticelli.
Oh yeah,
he's racing tonight.
That is a guaranteed. He's probably gonna finish last, and I feel bad because Bojo's watching right now in the chat. But I mean, I would bet money on it. I'd bet money that he's not gonna finish up front. Up next is you, Goody.
How do I follow that up? But I'm gonna go with the hometown boy here tonight. I'm going with Dustin the Dragon Doer.
He's looking pretty fast. He's not just because of the hometown pick.
And Matt, you're up.
I think I'm gonna go Caden Tufts tonight.
Oh, you took my pick.
Oh,
That's what
Adam,
you're getting so far.
Adam, you're up.
So I'll go ahead and do my pick and get the Sugar Moon Creations plug out of the way. They do sponsor this segment we're doing. We currently have birthday cake pops that are wax melts that are on sale. Just added this week. They look like a cake pop. They smell like a cake pop, but they aren't. So
I was gonna say I'm gonna eat them.
Yep, come check them out. Don't eat them. I don't suggest that. Since he took my pick in that beautiful 00 that looks completely mangled, we're gonna go. Give me the 27. Give me Zach Rogers filling in for Cherry.
Who's super
right, Carlos, who you got?
Oh boy, from worst to first. I said I'm not worried last week when I was told I was dead last at the World Race. I said I'm not worried, and what did I do? I took the points lead again. So now with this one, I'm gonna say, hey, this guy hasn't raced in a little bit here in OSCA. It's been a while. Filling in for the number 89 in our Aviator, I'm gonna go with Ty McIntosh.
Oh.
Wow.
Good pick. A little biased, but good pick.
So yeah, we got qualifying about 30 seconds away from being complete. Cameron Rich still holding on to that top spot, but as we've seen all year, Damian Leininger right now in second. Ryan Lutz, he's another guy too, guys. I think we've seen a lot of speed from that 36 car, and not exactly having the luck. Some of it his own doing, some of it not his own doing. Just can't complete a race. But I think if he's going to be around at the end of one of these halves, he could definitely be a contender for a win here tonight.
Yeah, I think you'll hear a lot about Cameron Rich, Ryan Lutz, Damian Leininger. Honestly, 3 new players this year. Now, Damian's obviously raced a lot of OSCA before, but I don't think he's ever raced anything in OSCA but the truck and the Xfinity car. And that Xfinity car, he's decent in it, but it doesn't really suit him that well. You're seeing a lot of Damian Leininger up front this year because this car, as we spoke to him in our pre-season press conference thing, this absolutely suits his driving style. And there you see him on the front with Cameron Rich and Ryan Lutz right there.
Yeah, right up there with Cameron Rich. It's going to be a fun one. And then you see super sub Zach Rogers. We seen him last week in a do-good car. So this week he's going to be, I'm going to make sure I say this right. That's one of, hey, Peeler, it's one of your cars out there. I keep, these numbers are changing. I got to keep
I picked him
that.
for a reason.
Yeah, see,
Another
there you
pole
go.
for Cameron Rich.
Another pole for Cameron Rich. How about Kyle Carlson putting that me fine, filling in for Zach Evans, rounding out in the top 10. He always has that speed. He's had some bad luck and with some good qualifying efforts. I'm looking to see that me fine car beat me fine at the end and get a solid run here tonight as well.
There's another guy. I think he's starting a little bit further back, but Dallas Mahan was very fast here in practice.
Oh yeah. That's a big one,
I was very surprised with his qualifying effort. He may or may not have been who I was going to pick until I saw where he qualified. So I think he's going to be coming to the front. So I think keep the camera on him.
I like to stop you right
deal.
there. You say you don't know where he qualified. This field is so tight. He was only 0.3 off the pole.
That was about 0.3, and that's about 0.3 off of what he ran in practice. I think his practice speed would have easily put him on the pole here for the Traders Brewing Company 168. So yeah, it's he's gonna be. I think it's gonna be fun to watch some of these guys that are kind of further in the back. Nick Indelicato starting back in 17. Gavin Hibbs, we've seen some speed out of him as well, but just not getting that luck. He's back in the 15th position. And hey, you know what? He's got the hometown sponsorship this week. Well, kind of. It's a few hours away anyway. Gilberto Javier Gomera in that Miss Goodies Ford. He's starting back in that 19th position. He's having a relatively strong start to the season. And even guys like David Westergreen back in I believe 1920th. They're mixing up on me. I'm reading the live scoring. But he's a guy who was in contention for the championship last year. Not to maybe not the start he wanted to, but it's going to be fun to see him work his way up through the field. And what was the other thing? Joe Francis, 27.
Joe, man.
Yeah, he's my boy, and I'm still mad that that old Rocket Man Seth Rawls didn't put barbecue chips on that machine. He knows what that means.
I want to see.
He's a flexible man. He might put the BBQ chips on it.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about food. We should talk about Chef. It's his new nickname, and it's gonna stick. And it's Shane D. Mantova because he makes me hungry every time that he Snapchats me. So from now on, Shane D. Mantova's new nickname is Chef.
Okay. We'll go with it.
Just a heads up. And if you look on his door, if you look on his name rail on the door, it does say Chef on it. So.
Does he know it says Chef?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't make that call.
Chef
Oh, you did
SRD.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he's embracing it.
Well, I told him pre-race that he doesn't have much of a choice.
Oh, okay. So he has to embrace it.
Yes. Yeah. So from now on, he is just to be referred to as Chef.
Chef. I will never say Shane again.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's
Chef
like the artist formerly known as Shane D. Mantova is now just Chef.
Chef.
Okay. Hello, children. I can't do the Chef.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
my favorite South Park scene while we're on this discussion is when Cartman is singing "Heat of the Moment." That's so funny. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Man, it's been a while. I might have to watch that. There we see some of our onboard cameras. Ty McIntosh in that 89, looking to get a good, better start to the season than he's been having so far. And how about How about that beautiful car? That pink and black car. That's still one of my favorites there, Peeler.
We're gonna go green.
You said it's pretty,
next
so
time
I'll
by,
take
guys.
it.
All right.
There's the land shark. Speaking of nicknames,
There's the man we're waiting to show up, Indel Cotto. He sneakily got some top 5s last week, but didn't make a lot of noise. Like, when's he gonna kind of show up and stick his name in this hat?
I'll say I can tell you he
Darren
didn't
has
practice
to
that
pitch
much.
his
Really.
camera down. He's too high.
Darren.
Oh, he's just a little guy.
Oh, he's 17.
just a
We
little
actually
boy.
figured that out. Remember?
Yeah, right. That's
We
right,
called him
but
14, and he was like, "By the way, I'm 17," and then
Oh,
left.
he fixed it. He fixed it.
there we go. Well, he's old enough to be my son yet, so that's still kind of weird. But anyway.
Wow.
We're going green this time by, guys.
Gonna get ready to go green. Cameron Rich, Damian Leininger on the front row. Been a first and second bond that can never be broken. Maybe it will happen here tonight. We'll have 84 laps here in half one to kick things underway as the pace car dives down that tricky pit road. Barney's holding that green flag. Green flag is out. We're racing here in the Traders Brewing Company 168, half number 1. Oh boys, ooh, was that Rogers sneaking way high outside there on the high side. He's gonna drop back. There's a couple spots here in the early going.
Gonna probably see a lot of guys rushing down to get to that bottom, and I say that actually I'm not totally certain. I don't know. Can you?
Damian
stick it around
Leininger's a
to
black.
maybe
Oh,
and
it
pinch
got
guys?
cleared. Never mind.
Oh, so Leininger with the black. So yeah, he did get it cleared. I think, yeah, man, I don't know if you're gonna get the run off that you want, because I think you want to keep that straight. Rasheed Cole. Oh, Rasheed Cole's around, but
No caution.
no caution is out. We stay green here. Complete lap number 1.
Go to a replay, see what happened.
Is this our first case
Oh,
of
too
beans?
much rear brakes.
Oh,
Ooh, too much rear brakes.
see, and that's the thing. I wonder if a lot of these guys did test out. I was talking to I believe it was Dewar and Tarbell early in practice, and they were all over the place on corner entry. It was something that they really had to work on, is getting that balance of the rear brakes, and so maybe some drivers not adjusting them quite to where they need to be, especially now.
New leader
The caution is
caution's
out. Ryan Lutz making noise here, trying to break up that streak for Cameron Rich, and that's Neil Rutt,
Ah,
the old skull racer there, Death Rider. See what happened to Neil. And I think the biggest thing here is not adjusting the rear brakes, and what we see with Rashid. Now you're in a pack, which you maybe not
Oh,
didn't
again,
really
we're
do in practice.
wow.
Yep, and
Yep.
I think you're hitting the brakes more than I think you did all practice running in these packs.
Well, I actually spoke with David Westergreen too before earlier today, and I asked him that question when he said that getting in you're very loose, and I was like, well, do you think a lot of people will, dial too much rear brake? And he stated earlier that that was probably going to happen, and we've seen it twice already in 4 laps. People just have way too much rear brake.
And that's the thing here. Ooh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think also he just got in there hot too. I mean, you won't feel like you have too much rear brake unless you've really got to get on the brakes.
Well, and that's kind of a good segue to what I was going to say too. You have to back up this corner, I think, more than you think.
Sure.
It is such a wide sweeping corner that to get in it safe and smooth and getting that good run off, you need to back it up. And I think when you race at a track like New Hampshire, which it's pretty similarly shaped, you can kind of attack it a little bit differently than you can here in Milwaukee. And I think that's the biggest learning curve, because you think it's almost the same. If NASCAR raced here in real life in the Cup Series, they'd just be transferring setups basically to what they've used at New Hampshire. But it is its own little different beast.
Yeah, and you were saying, you made a good point too, as far as the brake bias and your braking points. A lot of these guys were doing it by themselves in practice, and now they're being thrown into the race with cars all around them. They're either following the guy in front of them, braking in a little bit farther than they were, or they're getting on the brakes to keep from hitting someone and getting on them harder than they want to. So what they got used to in practice and how comfortable they got there is not really coming to fruition here in the race, where it's a completely different animal.
Yeah, it's similar to what we've seen, in the first couple weeks at Indy and also at Montreal last week. Hey, there's Chef. What's he cooking? Cooking something up good right now, Shane. If you can hear us.
He's got a
Oh, there we go.
Panel.
What was he cooking up there? Go. Oh, I thought he was doing something else.
Hey, that's the Italian hand sign
That's
for
Italian
something.
middle
I can
fingers.
tell you that. Yeah, it is. I lived in
I-
Italy for 3 years, and trust me, that's exactly what it is.
Hey, gabagool over here.
Yeah, he's got Magul. I thought it was. He was cooking up something totally different.
I'll have the gabagool.
Spaghetti in the salad. The salad's on the spaghetti. I send it back.
There we go, yes. I was trying to remember how it was.
I don't remember if that's exactly what it was, but the joke is.
It was pretty close to that. But here we go with another restart.
Heck.
And we'll go to lap number 7 here. Ryan Lutz with the lead. With a good start for Ryan Lutz. He takes the advantage over Cameron Rich, trying to clear Amy Leininger. We're back green flag racing, and so far, I mean, early on in the going, but Lutz is looking to make some noise, break that streak.
Yeah,
3 wins
at
in a
least
row.
in the short run.
I gotta say,
Yeah, in a row.
Cameron Rich showed up, does 4 full-time races, and becomes the winningest, and makes the 29 the winningest number in RTM history so far.
Hey, little team owner stats there.
Oh, wrecking in
no,
the back,
God.
big one.
Oh, I saw my Pete car.
Oh,
Saw
man,
my
Cooper
car.
Johnson. Oh, my goodness. Carpenter up on his lid.
It's a parking lot.
That's a big one. Wow, what on earth happened?
And we also see Kynan Jones, and it's a bowling alley, it's a parking lot. Oh, I thought. Can somebody, OSCA Daddy calling for someone to check on Dave Carpenter. Oh man, he's supposed to be racing not too far away at Road America in October, and I don't know if he's gonna make it after this flip. Ooh,
Oh, Thomas catches
Mueller.
the wall right in front of everybody.
oh, Gavin Hibbs went, wow, just sneaks through it.
It's
Oh,
amazing.
the chef gets involved. I think Joe Francis got it woed up in time. Oh, he's got a little rear end
In
damage.
the right rear, you see that. Yeah, I kind of want to see Gavin Hibbs' view of that. I don't think he.
We'll get there.
I don't. And it just like
It's
old
so easy
school
to lose control
Atlanta,
of these things, man.
It's such a sweet
and
paint.
right in front of the field. What the heck happened with Carpenter?
That reminds me of like a wreck at Dover on the front stretch. Like it's so narrow that there's nowhere
my
to go.
guys
Yeah,
involved.
and she just Joey Logano'd it. I mean, this is my driver, and I just hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. I'm laughing because I'm sad. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh, wow. I don't think he knew which way was up there for a second.
Let's lock that roll bar.
Oh, we're locking into the roll bar here. He's just like, man, I'm gonna be in Wisconsin here, running in Lemon's car. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, whoa. And
there's
Oh,
just
physics
nowhere to
swerve.
go.
yeah, it reminds me of the old Atlanta pre-1997. This is a lot of wrecks you'd see on the front stretch. Watson with some heavy damage. Staff. Ooh, that was a
Darren.
pretty good lick for him.
Darren has been a little frustrated with this performance lately and wanted to have a clean finish tonight. Looks like it's not starting off too well, but you know, a track like this is probably not going to be too big of a factor.
Not
Joe
too big.
Francis get anything out of that? I see him kind of coming in there at the end.
That rear damage might be a little bit, but I think he might be okay. Darren. Oh, and it looked like
I think
the
he'll be
damage
fine.
looked worse than what the contact was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he'll
feel
fix
bad
that
for
up.
Chef.
Give it a little kiss
Yeah,
in the
Chef
cheek
had
and it
a
just
pretty
blew
good
up
hit.
all over him. Mystery driver, not so mystery driver this week.
Yeah, Jason Alexander. I thought it was a fake name, but it's really who it is.
Ah, man, he did all he could.
Oh.
He was on the brakes for
Oh.
a while. Just parking
Yep.
lot, man. Nowhere to go. I hate that.
Well, you missed the first group like you did, and you take that sigh of breath like you think you made it, and then,
then you're
the
like,
smoke clears and there's cars.
Here's on board of Chef. He's trying to cook up a escape
Oh.
plan. Doesn't work out for him. He had a pretty good view of Carpenter flipping over there. It's so funny. I don't care.
I
Is
think
this
there's
Oscar
more
Daddy here?
cars that were in the wreck than were.
Oh my god, guys.
Yeah.
The meat fine car
Oh.
made it. Oh, that's
Wow.
a good angle.
Wow. Ooh. We might be delaying the
Yeah, we are.
We're delayed.
You don't have to delay it. I can always go back.
There's so much stuff to look at. Vic's just giving us time to look at it.
This is amazing.
Wow, nice job by Western. Did we look at Gavin Hibbs? But since we delayed the green, I do want to see that shot because he had to do some like gas brake to I think to get through that. And he had to slide that car quite a bit.
And he needs a good run too.
Ooh, he got maybe a little contact, but I don't think. Oh, just a little damage there on the front end.
I think he'll be okay.
Okay, he'll be just fine. Definitely not he's not having the luck he wanted to so far this season. And Neil Rutt. Oh, we've seen him spin earlier to bring out the first caution.
Great
Just a
job.
little bit of damage. Seeing his buddy flip there up ahead of him. I'm sure he got out of the car to make sure Carpenter was okay.
Look at all the smoke. You can't see anything.
Yeah, there's just
Wow.
nowhere to go for a lot of these drivers.
Oh.
But
Great
We're
job.
going green here.
yeah,
Oh,
we're going green. Yeah. We've been
Here we go.
the green
I thought you said
flag is
delayed.
out.
We didn't even talk about the choose cone yet.
Yeah, we did get to see the choose cone go on, but anyway, Ryan Lutz with the lead. Damian Leininger moves into second place. Cameron Ridge files back there in third, and Braxton DeWeese. We've seen some strong runs from him, overcoming a lot so far this season in that fourth spot.
Man, I noticed when all these cars took off here on the green flag, some of them looked a little bit squirrely. Only 12, 13 laps on these tires, only a handful of them under green, but man, it was not extremely settled. Could be a sign of things to come on any later restarts. Oh my goodness, Kyle Carlson almost turned DJ Weeks going into turn one. He almost self-spun getting on the brakes. He almost hit the inside wall. My eyes got huge, I won't lie to you.
Ooh, evasive action for Indelicato there, trying to turn his luck around here for this young season. Oh, Darren Staff, he's battling Dewar for a top 10 spot with that damage to his front end of his race car.
He stayed out.
Stayed out. He's looking strong. You know, with maybe these cars being a little loosey-goosey, that damage might have tightened this car up, and he's making some power moves on the outside, getting around Dewar.
Yeah, I don't really blame him for staying out. I mean, there's damage for sure, but it's not junked. And track position here, I mean, it seems difficult to pass. As you see, Dustin Dewar is doing everything he can only just barely get out in front of him. I think he's got him here.
He had to almost push him up. He had to push him up the track there a little bit to
Oh,
make that
no,
pass.
we got Tom Capuano.
Oh, no. Come back up.
Ridiculous my hand. Oh boy.
He's okay.
I think my hand's okay. Man, he's got a way better car than where he's running so far. And Capuano, minimal damage too to his car.
Oh, doubt. Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
That's
Guys,
too much beans there.
That's too much beans.
That's beans, man.
Way too much beans.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see, if you watch Dallas's views sometime, you'll see he makes a bit of a, he's got to choose inside or outside here, and he's trying to judge by the way the 21's spinning, and it looks like he's going to roll back down, but when he gets the nose pointed towards the wall, it rolls back towards the outside, and he's already committed.
Yeah, and as Carlos pointed out, that damage on a little bit of damage getting in the back of David Westergreen that kind of caused that time. So we do see David Westergreen on the lead, back on lead lap, and I seen good news, guys. We were just checking on Carp early after that last caution. He went a lap down, getting his car flipped back over. He'll be back on the lead lap after that wild ride he just took.
The magic of iRacing. The magic of iRacing.
Yep.
All right. While we have a moment, I don't know if our dear old race control can let us in as to the choose rule for this week, because I don't know what it is.
Give me
I guess that's what it is.
Well, I might have to explain the best of my ability. I believe they have to the start of the restart zone to the start finish line.
I got you.
Okay, thank you.
I was waving people.
Yep.
I'm waving people
Yep.
out, my bad.
Thank you.
It's so yes, from start of restart zone to start finish line, the dark seam on the top of the racetrack is the choose cone. They have between that's their zone. That's their choose zone. They get to make one single move in that choose zone to either choose high or choose low. If they, for whatever reason, decide they want to make multiple moves in there, they'll get an EOL. If they line up incorrectly, so let's say they pick the bottom and they go to the top, that'll also, sorry, that will also result in an EOL. So basically, they have a very large zone to decide which lane they want to restart in.
Are they coming to the choose now?
I think so.
Anybody
So we'll see.
remember?
They have to choose it. By the way, it's choose at 2 to go, coming to 1 to go.
Oh, so not now.
Maybe not the time.
I was saying, holy crap! Everyone's going to the
I was like, everybody's
I mean,
single
it would be
file
worth-
restart.
2005, guys, single file restart.
For what it would be worth, I wouldn't put it past anyone to just pick the bottom. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
would.
wouldn't be surprised if they all picked the bottom. I mean, I don't think I've seen anybody go anywhere on the top on a restart, so it wouldn't really be surprising.
Does anybody remember if David Westergreen got more damage in that first wreck? Because he's now been back down pit road under this caution twice to fix damage.
He wasn't.
I believe it was from a high and also my hand hit him in the door in that second.
Yeah,
so
but like, he's been down pit road twice to fix damage. I didn't think that my hand hit would be enough for him to come back down twice to fix it. I was wondering if he was involved in that first wreck.
I think he hit the wall when my hand hit him.
Oh, that could have been.
Man, I don't
So, the heavy damage there you see of old Chef going down pit road. I believe pace car lights are on, but I think we're going to be getting to the choose cone, so we'll see where they line up. I think Damien's going to choose the inside. You see Cameron Rich going to start on the outside. Braxton DeWeese.
Vincent Isabella's going to make up a lot of spots. on the
Oh,
high
yeah.
side.
See Dewar, he had a shot. I think Darren Staff. I think that's where he's gaining a lot of spots is on the
Oh,
choose
that's two
cone. Well, I
moves.
think he'll gain a couple spots.
Hey, don't point out when that car messes up. We paid a lot of money to be a sponsor in this series. Come on, man.
Actually, I'm not sure if that is 2 moves or not. It's like he had a twitch reaction. He's like, nah, and then he just went back. So I don't know if that actually qualifies as a move.
You know, I've been in a race and I always thought it was a weird concept where I've had a guy pick the lower lane and then also just line up top or vice versa. I just never understood how someone can do that. Like, it was like almost a half a lap. Like I'm going to go to the high side now.
45 made 2 moves in the resource zone. That's an EOL.
Oh.
Man.
And I told them to be aware of that.
That's what you get for calling my car out. See?
Here we go.
Oh. Yes, we're going to get restarted here. Once again, Ryan Lutz on the point. Damien Leineger is going to follow, but Cameron Rich, can he fight with that outside restart? And, now he's going to get, he lose another spot here to Braxton DeWeese. As, again, I think that bottom line is going to be king. And I think to choose that outside line, you know, I think Cameron Rich being in third, you're almost forced up into that position, but unless you're gaining maybe 2 or 3 spots and you think you can get down low right away, it's got to be tough picking that outside lane.
I think for Cameron, it's more about if he goes to the front row, he probably thinks he can get back into third. I think for him, it's more.
Oh, DJ Weeks.
Oh,
Oh,
saved it.
stay green.
But I gotta say about Cameron, I think it's just more about getting back down into third. If he goes to the bottom, he might end up fifth or sixth. So I think that's the reason he picks up there.
And how about this? Tim Conrad, OSCA Daddy, all the way up to 11.
And he started shotgun on the field, by the way. He started dead last.
I think whatever he's doing, he's shucking and jiving him on these restarts, and he's getting that track position. And as you said, that Matthew, that it's such a premium, and right now it's working out for him.
I had to say in Zach's season as well, that is 2 incidents where the number 6 is like right behind the actual event and doesn't get involved in a crash. I would have never thought I would have seen the day.
Yeah,
Because he's me fun.
Yeah, well,
He's me fine, man.
it's been me not so fine a lot of the times, it seems like.
A lot of
Could be
big
no fun.
movers early in. A lot of big movers early in this one. Delicato +9, as you mentioned. OSCA Daddy, Tim Conrad, +22 from 33rd. Also, shout out so far, Adam Tempe's worked his way from 26 to 12, and Neil Rett III, I believe, didn't that 66 car spin early on? He started 30th, and he's in 14th right now.
Yeah,
I wanna
so
get-
good for him. How about Monticelli, 12 spots?
Yeah, and I was gonna say Gibbs in the 95. He's up to 9th. I mean, we talked to him last week. He's had a rough first 2 races, and he really needs a good showing. He's riding the top 10 right now.
Yeah, that's definitely the dejection he had last week after that good runs he had at Montreal just kind of go way to dodo over there. So yeah, good run for him, and we're not done yet because we're 84 laps. I was talking to Dewar before the race. About 45 laps, he thinks a fuel run's going to be 66 or whatever, 62.67. I always forget every week.
Cam
Fuel
tells me
cells.
That's BS.
What's BS?
Cam
That's
has
what
a
they're
secret
gonna-
that he can go a lot longer than that.
Really?
Yes. Also, did we talk about the paint scheme for the 0-0?
Yeah, what's up with that?
So I know the story to this. He said that OSCA Daddy did not come up with enough money to repair the car completely after he decided to hit everything at Montreal. So they just took some sheet metal and threw it together and put it on the car for this week. So
Put some tape on the right side of that car. I love it. That's awesome.
But you were getting ready to mention the fuel, and I asked you this in the pre-race show. Getting onto pit row here looks like it's going to be a nightmare. Especially in
Isabella popped the wall.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Yep. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry,
it's
Peter.
that.
Keep going.
I was just going to say that pit road looks very, very, very scary under a green flag stop. That terrifies me because it's a hard left-hand turn.
Yeah, and you almost want to be the lone car going down that pit road. You see it right there as Gilberto and Neil Rutt go by the entrance of pit road there. And I was even telling you, Adam, I've had shockingly problems coming on this pit road before under caution that sometimes it just sneaks up on you. It's such a tighter entry than you think, especially when you're bunched up with other cars. So
That's
getting
scary.
on this, for a green flag stop, it's probably one of the more challenging things that the Milwaukee Mile has in store for these drivers.
Man, I tell
So-
you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Adam.
I was just going to say off that is if you're a driver and you know how bad that pit row is, I think you run long because you think a caution is going to come out from someone messing up on pit road. So look for that. I think someone's going to run long expecting there to be a wreck getting on pit road.
I was going to say, towards the front here, we're starting to see these things get a little difficult to drive. Cameron Rich has been hounding, breathing down the neck of Braxton DeWeese, and we've seen a little bit of variety. Guys diamonding a little bit and hugging that bottom. Also, just look how deep Cameron Rich is getting into this corner. You see Braxton DeWeese doesn't quite get it turned back to the bottom. Cameron Rich is just a little bit better through the middle right now. Zach Rogers and Vincent Isabella have almost taken each other out a few times now. Just getting into the corners looks different almost every single lap. It's almost like there's no real right way to do it. It's just however you can get it down there most stably possible. He's starting to say, hey man, I'm faster than you, I gotta go.
Yeah, Cameron Rich says, hey, it's time to go. He's been patient. We've seen it even last week at Montreal. He was by far the fastest car on the racetrack, and he was very patient right now. He is not showing. Wow.
And then this just looks like a faster Martinsville. I mean, that's what it reminds me of. Is it's one lane but faster, and if you're gonna pass somebody, you might have to move them, and that's pretty much what Cameron Rich is trying to do.
Everything but hit him. Like, hit him. That thing, he's starting to, I mean, I don't know how much more he's going to get close to him without actually moving him. I mean, right here, maybe. He's just able to get in there better and roll that middle better than Braxton is right now.
You know, because again, we talked about that braking zone and how it's not as intense as Martinsville, where you just also slam on the brakes. You want to start easing on those brakes a little early. You see, maybe right by that Toyota sign is where Cameron started braking there.
So
it's a slow, gentle turn.
He showed the nose there and took a wider entry than Braxton. Tries to get a run off. It's just there's no caution.
D Mantoba.
Oh, chef. Backing it up. Rough night here for the 92 of Shane D Mantova.
Gotta imagine.
Yeah, he man. Mystery driver. Oh, yep, went a little too low.
Oh, Shane. That's too much.
I thought you were gonna.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna say the bad word for yeah. Oh shit.
Oh, Shane. Oh, chef.
Pharaoh.
Yeah.
So probably everybody's coming.
So then I'm thinking, like what Cameron was saying, if he thinks he can go longer, that they could probably make it from here if they think they can go past that 45 lap. It's a stretch, but that makes it fun. They do have two. They do have two sets. What?
Is it gonna stay out or is that getting the waiver out? Now it's Dylan Thomas staying on the racetrack.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
He's got.
Oh!
Griggs is about 4 laps down.
He's doing this for
Someone
Mama.
missed their stall.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yep.
I thought maybe he took 2 tires. I thought he was doing it for Mama.
You're about to get really excited, weren't you?
I was, and now I'm disappointed. Ooh, nice battle there between Carlson and Tarbell off pit road. I think Carlson did get the advantage there.
Leinemann lost a couple spots, I think.
Yeah, as he was in second. Now out of the guys who pitted, he'll be fourth.
He'll be fourth. Yeah, you're right, fourth.
So I noticed the one car of Indelicato actually jumped Isabella and Rogers on the pit stop. I don't think anything else changed after that. Everybody, where was Ty running before that? Was Ty running up the 10th before that?
He was around that area.
Yeah, he was in the ballpark.
Looks
Nice.
like Deweese jumped Rich as well on pit road.
Yeah,
No,
he had a really
Luis
good.
was already ahead. They were battling for that third spot.
Oh, that's right. That's
Right. We just thought he was going to wreck him, and he never did.
You never got around him. But I don't know if Dylan took the tires earlier in one of his cautions, but definitely either way, I think we've ran enough laps where these guys on fresher tires are going to have a distinct advantage over Dylan Thomas. But I think he was running the back after hitting the wall early on. I think to bring out our second caution here of half number 1. So you never know. This could be a net gain at the end of it.
He's doing it for the brand.
Looking at lap times, Ryan, Braxton, and Cameron Rich, and Damian Leininger, and Caden Tufts all ran 30.6, 30.7 is their quickest lap on lap 2. It looks like the pace has slowed down a little over half a second on those old tires. So, not as bad as you might think, but it's going to be tough.
And passing's hard. So, like Goody said, maybe it's a net gain. Maybe he was running back there in the 20s and he thinks that with passing being as hard as it is, he might fall back to 10th, but that's still better than he was running.
Yeah, and kind of looking, you see how like everyone in the 30s are guys that are in the top 10 for at least their last lap or best lap, I should say. And hey, you never know that he could getting that clean air, even with those older tires. He can hold them off or at least slow the bleeding down here a little bit as we are going to get ready to go green, completing our 4th caution here of half number 1. Well, Cameron, that's going to be interesting too with Lutz on the outside as well.
And how patient are they going to be with Thomas? That's something I want to see.
Yeah, we've seen Cameron knocking the bumper off of Braxton Deweese. Is he going to do the same to Dylan? As Dylan tries to get a good jump. Got a pretty good getaway going into corner number 1, but oh man, Lutz with those fresh tires powers around the outside.
Launches up, almost runs into the door of Braxton Deweese.
Oh boy. Look at the gaggle of cars as right now Dylan Thomas trying to survive, gets in that second spot, but I think Cameron Rich is going to take a look on the inside.
Oh, Braxton Deweese is trying to fit it in the middle.
Oh boy, he does it.
Wow.
Man, oh man, good driving by Dylan Thomas, not forcing that to be a tougher situation as he still tries to hang on, stay in the top 10, but being on that outside with those older tires, that might not really pay off here for that 13 car.
He's just trying to find a hole.
Man,
yeah.
Cameron Rich and Caden Tips and Braxton Deweese could not have gotten any closer to all 3 of them going around there trying to get around him. I mean, there was no margin for error there.
Yeah, luckily there was no error, and we are staying under green. That was about as close as you can get, as these guys know. Track position at a premium here so far.
Here he comes, Indelicato moving on up. Slowly, he just does it, man. Like last week, he just slowly picks them off, and it's crazy.
This could be, first championship Indelicato won. He was dominating, and going into last season, he won his fair amount of races. It took him a while to get to the victory lane. Capuano brings out our 5th caution here, half number 1. Might have been another too much beans here for the 21 car?
It might
I wouldn't be sure. That's all the... Where is it?
No. Oh, the clean's
He didn't hit anything.
3 wide, yeah. He gets woed up. No damage. But I was going to go back to Indelicato here as well. But you know, he had that bad luck race at Indy. But I think I kind of liked what he did last week at Montreal. It wasn't maybe his normal what you'd like to see out of Indelicato, just being in the top 5 all night long, but he overcame a lot and kind of did the Kevin Harvick coming out of nowhere to rebound with those 2 third-place finishes last week, and that could be almost just as dangerous as having the target on his back dominating these races, as just being that lurker that's ready to pounce at any time.
And you know, this isn't a complete shock to me, and it's weird saying that because he's always hated short tracks. It's always been his worst thing. For as long as I've known him, short tracks have not been his thing. He hates, you know, except for Bristol, he hates Martinsville, Richmond, North Wilkesboro. He hates them all, or at least we think he does, because he's always been like an intermediate guy. Well, a couple of weeks ago in Elite, he started like 40th and won at North Wilkesboro and had no idea how. When he got up to the booth for his interview, the booth told him that he has 2 more second-place finishes in Elite, and they have come at short tracks. So I don't know if it's just his evolution as a driver, but all of a sudden he's looking like he can go up there and swing with Cameron Rich and Damian Leininger on these short tracks. Because it's usually, when I think short track, I think Cameron Rich and I think Damian Leininger, and not Nick Indelicato.
Agreed.
You know, you bring that up too, and I think we maybe even talked to him about this last season as well, and at Bristol in an Elite race too. He did just miss out on a win. I believe in the Xfinity car, and it was probably one of the best races I've seen for Elite. I think I was wrecked out of that race just watching him and Nick Massey battle for that win. So yeah, he's definitely figuring out.
Finale.
What's that?
That was the Cup finale.
Oh, was that the Cup finale?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay, so it was in Cup. Yeah. You're right. But yeah, he just barely missed out the win there, and that was a beautiful job by both those drivers putting on a show. So definitely, you know, maybe he's going after Austin Beers' nickname, the short track kid.
We doing
definitely. Yeah, I think we're doing. Yeah, choose code.
Looks like it. Yeah.
So we were asking earlier if they can make it on fuel from that last pit stop.
They've been saving maybe.
Do you think this puts everybody in their window, or are the guys who just pitted going to have the advantage?
I think for sure the guys who just pitted will have the advantage. I just don't know how well these guys have saved. Who are on track.
I know that Cameron Rich can make it from where he stopped to the end. Question is, what are the tire fall off going to be?
That could be a big factor, but if these guys who just came down pit road, you know, not that big of a tire advantage, so you know that could definitely plateau out, you know, by the end of the half here. So it's maybe someone who could maybe save a set of tires at the end, maybe make a gamble. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. I believe was it 2 sets of tires in the pits, I do believe. Ryan Lutz will once again be leading, and Cameron Rich make it 4 in a row. We're about to find out if we include half number 1 here, about halfway through, or past halfway through, I should say. As Pace truck dives down pit road, Ryan Lutz takes the lead in a great jump for the 36. Might have an option for Cameron Rich too. Man, he had to power it in there to get ahead of Caden Tufts, and he will be able to do so.
That was big. That was big being able to get down right there.
Yeah.
You're in second versus 4th or 5th. That was a very big move.
And one thing we haven't really mentioned yet, Damian Leininger losing those couple spots. Caution is back out.
Big one.
Back
Actually, never mind. Not a big one.
Oh, Carpenter. The guys that are involved in it, I swear these are all guys not having great nights. Carpenter, Capuano, and Chef.
Man, Chef has been going through it, man.
He needs to stop cooking and do some
Say
driving, I think.
overcooked at this point, dude.
Oh, he almost took out his buddy Jason Alexander. I think he shoved him in the corner. Oh, man, Gilberto gets some damage.
Oh, great stop
What
on
is-
the 21.
What is up with Carpenter having weird physics on his car? He came to a dead stop.
That car might be illegal.
Yeah, he's something's going on with this thing. Watch this thing just come to a dead stop after it makes contact. Huh.
He hit him hard, though. Hit him a lot harder than I thought he'd.
Yeah,
Is that what suspension guys mean when they say bump stops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
stop.
He bumped him and he stopped. That's what it means.
Yeah, Chef looks like he sent his buddy just a little too deep down into that corner.
Yep. They're running together. Man, some of these cars are gonna look like a modified race out here at Milwaukee.
It wouldn't be OSCA if we didn't have modifieds.
That's right. Little, you almost have a two-class race here with modifieds versus stock cars here in half number 1. I'm sure we'll see it in half number 2 as well. But man, oh man, you know, if you're Ryan Lutz, you know, I don't know what Cameron's long-run speed's gonna be here. But I think the way these restarts have been going and how tough it is to pass with all these cautions, that plays in the favor of that 36 car.
I'm looking at Matt's pick, the 00 of Caden Tufts. He's the guy.
Don't you dare.
Hey, took him. I want to jinx him. He's the guy that is really surprising me, and I think if we can get a long run, I'd like to see what we do. I really would.
Yeah, you know, underfunded team there, not able to get that car repaired after last week, and looks like that thing was on fire at some point. It looks like it's got a lot of char marks on that thing.
You know,
like the roof was on fire.
Let me see this thing. Oh, it's definitely a lot of things. It's been through some stuff.
I just hope that he continues it, and every week, whatever damage he gets, he just adds to it for the next week as a fix till we get down to nothing, like just a bare bones car. I think that would be amazing. I might have to tell him he should do that.
I think it'd be cool if he put like an old Weekend Woodsman paint scheme and put his numbers over it. Like they didn't have time to wrap the car, so they just slapped different numbers on it. That's a huge ARCA thing to do. You'll see the most ridiculous. It'll be like a camo and orange and green car like we used to have from like 3 years ago, and somebody came up with the money to race, and it's a giant neon blue number 11 on the car, and it's like, that looks insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see it from the TV booth. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Well,
I think ever since choose cone here, I think ever since the dawn of time that I can remember watching ARCA racing, stuff like that has happened. Or, you know, they'll have like a Dale Earnhardt, you know, senior front clip on it, and the rear from the door on back is you know, I don't know, Dale Jr. paint scheme or something. Just they'd always have some cobbled up stuff. But hey, man, they
no. I'm glad I didn't say anything sooner, or else it would have been pinned on me for jinxing him. But I've been watching Dallas Myhan. He had that spin. He had worked his way back up to 10th. Just got disconnected from the server. He's rejoining, but man, he was doing a great job.
I wanted to note there's a lot of guys from DeWeese on back to Endelcado who actually took the top lane, chose to take the top lane about 3 cars in a row, which is a little interesting to me.
Yeah, I think some of these guys, again, just trying whatever they can to get that track position. It's been so important to try to get that.
Here we go again.
Here we go again as Ryan Lutz will lead him to the green flag once again, completing our 6th caution here of the night.
Oh man,
Not
the
a,
back of the
wow.
field is going to be stacked up. Tim Conrad did not go.
Caden Tufts had a way better start. He's actually going to clear Cameron Rich off the 2.
Yeah, he had a whale of a start, and he's going to try to take Damian with him, trying to regroup after losing those spots on pit road.
Whoa, Damian just sailing it off into that corner, but he's going to get a tremendous runoff here. He's not quite clear. Cameron's still hanging.
He's hanging on. He's fighting for everything. These guys, just again, track position so important. They got to hang on for everything they got. You see Dallas rejoining the racetrack.
And if you're Cameron, I was going to say, if you're Cameron, every time you think there's a hole to get down, someone is just driving in so much deeper.
Ooh, wait, was Dallas? He was merging. Will he get the lucky dog? Or will he get a lap back, I should say?
Oh, he might.
He was on the racetrack?
Might be Alex Grates. Depends. It might be Alex Grates.
Oh, the caution was not
Oh, everyone gets it. Everyone gets it.
Oh, don't tell me. Oh, man.
Oh.
This poor guy.
Oh,
don't hit.
That's just adding insult to injury.
And it just
Is
gets
there
worse
anything
and worse.
You know what? I gotta do it. I gotta bring up Carp. I'm sure he's not having the best tonight. Hey, Carpenter, this is the 3Y TV booth. You got a copy?
Oh yeah, I got a copy, right?
You got any race car left?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just sitting here drinking a beer, having fun, riding around.
Trying tried to ride around anyway. Well, first of all, are you okay? You came in and out of the infield care center pretty quickly. Got back on the lead lap, but man, it's not been a good first half for you here.
No, it is absolutely not. One thing I'm finding out with this car is it doesn't like if somebody spins in front of you and you try to react, it's gone. You can't. There's no control. You're sliding. It's like you're on ice on this track.
Yeah, and I was gonna say two of the weirdest. I mean, obviously we've seen some weird things here in iRacing with some of the physics out there. And hey, you're labeled as an astronaut now. But you had that awkward flip. That had to be a little unexpected there as well. But
totally.
And even that last caution, well, not this caution just now, but the previous caution you were in, and that sudden stop that you had, it seems like some voodoo thing's going on with that Ronster's rap machine.
I don't know. Yeah, that last one, I didn't see the replay of what exactly happened, other than like I saw the car spinning, and then when I tried to avoid it, it doesn't react. You know, it doesn't react very well. If you turn right, this thing just wants to hook, and had nowhere to go. But yeah, just not a good first half. We'll try to keep her on the lead lap and finish out at least one piece.
Yeah, and hopefully better luck, and hopefully you can keep that car clean. We're gonna hold you to what Caden Tufts is doing. He's whatever damage he had from last week, he brought on his paint scheme. They couldn't repair the car. So.
Did he really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Dave would have a car left, so I don't know if that's a great idea.
Yeah, he would just have a primered front end at this point, I think.
Yeah, right. No, I hate to wrinkle up these good-looking cars that Ron Harrington does for me. Ron's the Raps. I mean, he makes them look good every week, and I end up tearing them up every week. I don't know.
Hey, you gotta put those every little crinkle in those awesome schemes. Hey, it still looks pretty if you got it though. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So,
good at least.
Yeah, at least you got that going for you. Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully, the bad juju's gone now. We reversed.
I hope so.
Announcer jinxed you.
Okay.
Good luck,
Sounds
Dave.
good, guys. Thank you.
You bet.
Bye.
Bring him back to Dugan Motorsports, but man, that's pretty rough night for a lot of these drivers here too.
Choose line.
Jason Alexander, and here we go to the choose cone. See if anyone's gonna be brave enough to choose that top side. No,
Cam has had enough.
Oh, Delicado and Braxton.
Dewar actually, I think, got some spots on the bottom lane there, kind of surprising.
Carlson, man. Hey, Carlson's going to move up from like 11th to 8th going up top.
Wow.
I think Deweese picked up 2 or 3 positions going to the top as well.
This is going to be interesting. I'm curious to see what Caden's damage on his race car is going to look like, because he's going to give it his all going into turn 1 to either try to keep Lutz alongside of him, or maybe even try to get down low behind him.
And we still have 30 laps. I mean, this race is far from over.
I'm hearing someone got a penalty again here.
Vincent Isabella.
Is that his second one?
Wow. Has he had one?
No, the first one was my driver, 45.
Well, I thought he got
The
one last
82
caution.
just got an EOL. Just
So
Yeah.
was that his first one of the night? I heard he.
well,
he was...
82 is getting an EOL for the restart area.
Okay.
The lane election. He chose his lane and then moved lanes. The cause of the caution was a 30. That's his first. But it was within 2 laps of a restart, so he got an EOL.
Ooh.
Okay. So Vic is having to take the penalty, bring the penalty box out here tonight. As the 82 and 30 start in the back of the field.
Busy man so far in this one. I have to imagine the second half, you guys will get it cleaned up a little bit.
You'd hope.
Daddy's still running 11th.
He's kicking in.
He's like 10th or 9th or whatever on the live scoring here. So yeah, he's
5th on the
definitely
outside.
Yeah, kept himself in the mix. We'll see if he can hang on the outside once we complete this caution number 7. We can restart on lap 56 here once the pace truck's going to get ready to dive down pit road. And as we've seen all night, Ryan Lutz at the point. Caden Tufts, now we'll see what he can do with that damaged, beat-up ARCA car out there as the green flag's back out. Another great start by that 00. Caden's going to try to hang on, but Damian Leininger looking low for that second spot, but Caden, he ain't going to give that spot up easy.
No, a little bobble by the 00, but he's going to keep
Oh!
Oh, he saves it.
Oh, I thought he was heading straight for that wall. That scared me.
Oh, he and Damien both driving it way down into the corner. I don't think that's going to work well for Caden Tufts. It did not pick up the way he needed. He's going to lose to the spot to Braxton Deweese, and now he's got Cameron Rich bearing down on him.
Yeah, and there's not really a hole for him to go down unless he can get in front of Zach Rogers, which he'll have to make an evasive maneuver. But a guy who is in contention for maybe a win right now is trying to hang on to the top 5.
Man. He's going to get a break here. Zach Rogers saw him up there and throttled up in the middle to try and fill the gap, and he just couldn't carry that speed off. So the bleeding stops for Caden Tufts, but man, it definitely could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Yeah, he could almost dropped outside the top 10 the way this line's warming up. But right now, they're all chasing Ryan Lutz and Braxton DeWeese. Oh, he left that door open for Cameron Rich, and we know Cameron, he wants to open that door on that 8 car. He's been trying that for a good chunk of the night here.
I was going to say, we saw him earlier in that first long run. He was hounding the back of Braxton DeWeese, never actually got around him. And have to imagine if the trend stays the same, Cameron Rich is going to get better on the long runs. And man, they're really tight to each other right now. He already looks better than Braxton. He's got a run here, actually. He might just try and take this.
Yeah, looks like he's going to take a peek.
Caution's back.
Caution!
Oh.
DeWeese saved by the bell. Who we got going around there? It's a little too far away. My old eyes can't. Monticelli.
Vic is half. Oh, that car might be broken.
I was somewhere out there. Vic is smiling.
Let's see what happens. Is it going to be Beans?
Right now.
It's looking like Beans.
Whoa, that was
oh
wow, that is a whale of an overcorrect.
He beamed it, snapped it, flipped it, connected it.
That's to get into the gas and then realizing there was no grip and overcorrect.
Then he got some. Then he went straight in the wall.
I think if he let off the gas and maybe let it coast, he might have been able to.
Yep. Yeah. I think he was on the throttle the whole time. Once he turned that wheel right, it just grabbed and straight in the outside wall.
Well, Carpenter said that. I mean, he said that when he's talking about wreck avoidance, but he mentioned that when you turn this car right, it snaps. He said that in a wreck avoidance, and I wonder if that's the same thing we just saw there. I mean, if the car's got a little bit skewed and you turn the wheel to the right, I think it's just snapping on it.
It could be like that. I mean, we've already seen. I don't know if you guys have been watching. Oh my! Do we have guys pitting? No, almost.
No.
Oh! Got me on the fake out.
Someone's got it.
OSCA
Daddy.
Here we go. OSCA Daddy.
Cotton Jones.
That's it. OSCA Daddy and Linton Shark.
I like this.
I did too.
I like the call.
I like it a lot because I think you're going to get a good enough tire advantage. And I think at least the track position, it might not be a race winning move for these two, but if any of these other guys come down pit road any later, they could definitely benefit from the track position. So that's good. I think good timing.
Don't want to jinx them because we know what usually happens to our old buddy Kyle Carlson when he qualifies well, but he's up there in 9th right now. And Derek jinx him even further. Not a scratch on the Me Fine race car.
Oh, you had to say that.
I just noticed almost every car in the field's got some kind of ding in it, except for his.
Yeah, good job. Some of these leaders too are holding on pretty strong as far as being clean. I'm trying to look at some of these cars, and I would say even Gavin Hibbs. We've seen that little bit of damage, still holding strong in that ace spot.
I mean, I know the top 6 has pretty much been the guys tonight, but that 7th to 13th, 14th, that is changing every restart, every lap. There is a lot of racing going on back there, and those guys are they're after it. They're taking every run, driving it in deeper. Like, they're putting on a show back there.
You know, and one guy got to point out, David Westergreen kind of having a quietly dangerous night just outside of the top 10. Salvaging, that could be a good way to put it too. But trying to lurk and get back in the top 10. He didn't have last week at Montreal, not one of his wheelhouse tracks, trying to recover from a rough night last week. And I think if he can get in the top 10, that will be probably just about as good as a win to kind of get his season back on track.
To allude to what Adam said, I think much earlier in the broadcast and just a moment ago. Early in the broadcast, he mentioned guys going out there and practice running laps, learning how the car drives, but then getting in traffic and not knowing how to maneuver around other cars. And more recently mentioned guys getting into the corners deeper. They're getting confident now. We've ran 8 cautions, yes, but they've had lots of green flag racing too. And they have an idea of how they need to get down into the corners and how to control their race car, where to put it, when to get on the gas, when to turn and all that. If you got to put your car in a certain spot, you see them on the exit of the corners. They're letting the back end slide out. They're correcting it. They're starting to get more confident, and it's just what has happened here, and it definitely led to some more exciting moments. I'm sure plenty more to come here as we get inside the last 20.
Yeah, and I think some guys taking advantage of the kind of vacant outside lane. I think Ty McIntosh and David Westergreen working themselves up, gaining a few spots. We'll see if they can hold those positions once we get going back green. We'll complete the 8th caution here of the night. Paced cars on pit road. Ryan Lutz is going to hit the power down. We're back green flag racing. 21 laps to go here in half number 1. How about Braxton DeWeese hanging on?
He might have overcooked it.
He overcooked it. He's trying to arc it. Oh man, Cameron gave him room. Wow. Cameron, he stayed on that yellow line, gave the 8 car plenty of room. He definitely could have maybe put a bumper to him there and caused some havoc if he wanted to.
Yeah, I just feel like
Westergreen.
No, you. This is your fault, Goody.
Oh man, sorry, buddy.
This one's
Oh,
you.
more.
oh, they're more wrecking up front.
Oh, the wreck is. Oh, and that happened, yeah, right as the caution was out, and that's Neil Rutt going around again.
David Westergren on the mic. I don't know if it's happy words or mad words. Oh, no way, it was Kyle Carlson, too. Oh, no. Oh, he got turned.
Oh,
Was that
Miller's old machine.
Did they make contact?
It sure did.
Dylan Thomas, yeah.
You know, I was literally about to make a comment before this wreck started that I'm noticing that the guys on the outside, when they go into the corner, the cars are just going straight. It's like they're super tight on the outside and they're going straight up the hill. There's no turn up there, and I'm wondering if that's what happened. Dylan's car just kept going straight instead of turning because that was what was happening up front.
Oh, wow. Sorry to interrupt. Zach Rogers, Caden Tufts, Nick and Delicato bringing a lot of guys down.
Oh, pit road.
About half the field.
Half the field.
A little less than
This
half
is
the
going to
field,
be
actually.
interesting.
Sorry to interrupt. Adam, I think you're right. I think that comes with guys getting more confident. They're starting to drive it in. They're getting to like where they've overshot it now. Like they're taking it into the corners harder. Now they've gone too far. You're right. A lot of guys are getting in there real hot and just going straight. You saw Braxton. Braxton drove it off in there to try and get deep into the corner, and he just went straight and immediately surrendered a couple of positions.
There's just no grip in that outside lane. I mean, the guys feel like they've got to drive it in deep to try to pinch them on the inside, but they're just going straight towards the wall. It's quite interesting to watch, to be honest with you.
It's tough because, especially when you're at the front, if you're the leader, it's easy. You take the inside lane, but that outside lane is a choice for guys who are like 7th or 8th on back. Like, yeah, it's going to be the crappy lane, but if I can position myself further up the field and get down to the bottom, get a couple positions off of it. If you're in like 3rd, 4th, or 5th, 3rd, you want to pick the inside, but there's already a guy or two down there. You go to the top, well, now you're in the bad lane. You got to put it on yourself to try and get back down to the bottom. It's really interesting between like 3rd and 6th.
I don't want to interject here, but the 13 is being parked for second offense of causing a yellow within 2 laps of a restart.
Oh man, yeah, it is.
And you know what we do have? Oh man, I hate to bring him up, but I'm gonna do it. But we have David Westergreen up here in the booth. First off, David, I have to apologize. I may have announcers jinxed you there.
100%.
Yeah, of course. But no, hey, what goes around comes around, all right? He got parked per the rule book. I think that's the rules doing their job. We put fresh tires on it. We're going to see what we can do going through here, but I just want to shout out the Bite Size Sports guys sitting on the car, and the Traders Brewing guys. They're on the race. Check them out. Traders Brewing, Indianapolis, Indiana. Bite Size Sports on Twitter and Spotify and YouTube, wherever you find your podcasts. Go get them.
Love
it. And yeah, and just one more thing before we let you go get ready for green here. Go Brewers.
No.
That's what
That's all I have to say.
You can look at the restart.
I meant Traders Brewing Company, obviously.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Sure. I mean,
Sure.
that's what I meant. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, best of luck to you, buddy.
Thanks. We'll see what we can do here.
Yeah, make some noise, raise some hell.
Hopefully not. We'll try to keep it clean. Some
Well,
other
yeah,
people
keep it
are not
calm.
doing
Shooting
that.
for
So.
that, but
Yeah, I meant raise hell as in like pass a lot of cars and do some.
just
cool
like how you
stuff.
meant the Brewers as in the race sponsor, right?
Yeah, we're gonna pass the.
Yeah.
We're gonna pass people like the Brewers or the Cubs are gonna pass the Brewers.
Okay, we're sending you down. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah, he did. He won. He might have won. He might have won the battle. But
Hey, Braxton DeWeese back up on that top lane.
Ooh, we see what he can do. We've seen guys try to fight all night. He had a pretty good start on that outside.
I think if he
Last
just
go
backs down corner entry just a little bit, I think he can hang there and at least get down to third. Just
Oh no! It's the round of the restart, Cameron Ridge! The big one!
That's a lot of our front runners. Oh my
God.
What just happened? Jordan Tarble going around, or getting some damage. Wow, chaos ensues. And this, as they say, changes everything.
You know what? We've been seeing guys kind of spin the tires all night. Let's finally. Oh man, he did that from the lead. Wow.
I wonder, he saw Braxton DeWeese get those good restarts on the outside, and he wanted it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
Braxton's got damage.
Man, you know,
OSCA Daddy.
OSCA Daddy.
Zach
Oh.
Rogers.
those guys that came down pit road, Caden Tufts and Zach Rogers running top 10 all night, involved in that one pretty heavily.
And you know who got that pretty much on skate? Just got his lap back. Dallas Myhan.
That was
He got some contact. He got some
He
contact.
got some, but he'll be okay. Or if Chef's still running. Although, well, maybe not. And parts are flying. And I think Westergreen, our boy, he got woed up there. I think he's good.
Man, you talk about a shakeup. That was like, that was Cameron Rich and Ryan Lutz, probably the two fastest guys all night outside of Damian Leininger. And now, I mean, Gavin Hibbs. My goodness, Gavin Hibbs is going to end up third after this all shakes out.
Let's talk about the guys in the back. So a lot of the guys here don't have spotters. A couple of them do, but for the most part, a lot of these guys don't have spotters, and you're relying on the people in your team chat to tell you what's going on. And so they're in the back, and they're just trying to get rolling, and everybody's wrecking up front, and they have no idea until the smoke. Like, you're so blind.
Oh, we have a request.
Oh, yeah.
We have a request for the one car on replay on board.
Oh, yeah, I think he had some.
Please.
He had some. And I think that if we can see even, just a little bit, not much. But man, he had to go through hell and back to get through this one. Nick Indelicato, our defending champion.
One of the guys that came down and took tires, and it worked out for a couple. Well, it definitely didn't work out for a couple, but I think Indelicato and a couple others were able to get through this unscathed.
Relatively, the rear damage I don't think is going to be a big factor.
Zach Rogers looks better than I thought he would. I was more worried his front end was tore off, but he looks better.
And watch Westergreen, and maybe Carp, see if he finally gets through a wreck here. Westergreen just parks it. I like that.
I'm a huge fan of that. There's nothing better to do than
Ooh,
just...
hey, Carp!
Yes!
Dodge the wreck!
Oh,
Clap!
Whoop, whoop, yeah. He didn't get hit, or he didn't hit anything.
Golf clap.
Heck yeah.
Just-
Rashid, whoa it up.
Ooh.
Love it.
Those
Nice.
And
Classy.
And that's a big thing because I work with Raw a lot on getting more comfortable and really trying to be better at this. And he admits that stopping for wrecks is something that he really struggles at. So I promise you, he is very happy and smiling ear to ear. And I will be hearing about it in the morning.
Oh my goodness. All right, so hey, just to point out some of the stuff here, Gilberto. Look at Gilberto. He's 10th. He spent the whole night struggling being involved in wrecks. He's going to restart 6th here. Kyle Carlson was 4th after that wreck. He's restarting 7th now. You got Dusty Dewar up here in the top 5.
Who's got new tires? We know Kynan has new tires.
The 1 car and the 27 car. I think
73 has fresher tires as well. Yeah, he was one of them that stopped on pit road. I think him and he's currently 8th with the hollow restart. But man, this is going to be a whole new race. Damian Leininger trying to break that streak of second places. Can he get the win? We only have 13 laps to go as we complete the 10th caution here of half number 1. And,
Cameron Rich is going to restart 26th.
We'll see if he
probably
can move up
finish
to the
10th.
field. Yeah, probably.
Oh,
we see
wheel spin.
wheel spin. A lot of these guys having to take it easy and see fresher tires. Indelicado making it 3 wide in the middle with that fresh rubber. But Damian Leininger, now that we're back underway, sailing away with that lead. But Braxton DeWeese not far behind. Gavin Hibbs. How about Alex Grates? I believe he started the race. Did he not start the race? He was like a couple laps down. He's on lead lap. He's in 4th right now. How about that? Some of these guys, movers and shakers going on.
Gilberto almost overcorrected. They're looking at like a staggered 4 wide here going off into turn 1.
Oh, please somebody back out.
Oh, they did it 4 wide. They're going to make it. But, oh, Zach Rogers, Gilberto way on the outside. Almost cut it.
Ah!
They made it. They made it.
Are you serious? Oh, Tempe. Look at Lester Green. They are not giving up. They are not playing this smartly, but it's working out somehow so far.
And what was funny is Zach Rogers actually rolled out of the gas, and then all that happened. He was able to pass all, took him 4 wide because he was the out of the
Darren Staff as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of these guys. Oh no! Caution out again. 10 laps to go.
Johnson is in this one.
Man, I believe was it James Watson as well that might have got involved.
Dallas and
Oh, heavy
Captain
damage.
Watson.
Finally gets.
Cooper and Dallas beamed it. Too much beans, man. Oh, Dallas. Oh, no. Oh, Dallas.
Yeah, he
Very
finally getting back on the
outs
lead
here.
lap. Oh.
I wonder if that
Oh,
was
he tried to avoid.
to,
He was.
yeah,
Yep. Cooper.
You are
Yep. I think
correct.
he had to slam on the brakes and the thing just lost it.
That's another example of when the car snaps right, it just goes. There's no saving it.
And Cooper did a relatively good job for how loose he got to not hit anything, but unfortunately for my hand, that minimal damage he has here, it's not going to last much longer after we watch this replay.
Man,
Oh!
we have a chance to go back and look at that Isabella, Caden Tufts, and Delicado stuff. Oh my goodness. That all started off of turn 4 before going into turn 1 that lap. Gilberto got loose in front of the 1 car. That backed them up. The 45 of Darren Staff had a huge run and he took it. I cannot believe this wasn't the caution, man.
That's impressive. Darren Staff just sending it. Yeah, oh, that's impressive.
That worked out great for Darren, man.
Yeah, even Indelicado ping-ponging there a little bit after the contact with Vincent Isabella, able to keep it straight. All these guys. And Westergreen, I hate to do this to you again, buddy. Man, you're back up to 14th. You're starting to recover.
Oh,
I know he wants a few more spots. I'm sorry, David. It's for the Brewers.
Gotta leave him alone, man.
Yeah.
The
You know what,
new
he's got-
tires are coming, by the way. You've got
they are.
Carlson, Dewar, Jones, Staff, Rogers, all on new tires. Got through that mess. If we get a 5-6 lap run, yeah, they're coming.
Yeah, they're coming. But can anyone beat Damien? And we've seen on that last restart, guys with old tires really have to gingerly get on the throttle. And some of these guys with the fresher tires not having the struggle here. So it's gonna be interesting once we get the 1 to go.
Man,
Do we have yet? We do have now, I believe. No?
No,
Right.
not
It can be just
Not
about
yet.
anybody who can cause that restart. It was Ryan Lutz, man. Did you really expect Ryan Lutz to be the one to self-spin on the restart?
No.
No.
And again, it just goes back to Ryan Lutz's season so far. He's been in positions to either have really great runs or potential wins. And right now, he is on the lead lap, but a heavily damaged race car back in 23rd.
If you're one of those guys on tires, I have to take the top lane. That's my thought, right?
Can we check P16 real quick?
Yeah, we sure
Want to look
can.
at who's in P16? Or 17 now.
Cameron Rich.
Comes.
hey, that thing, it doesn't look pretty. but man, he's still going to be able to wheel that thing. Cameron Rich, you know, if it's got 4 wheels and an engine, he's going to wheel it up towards the front and definitely try to recover after getting taken out on that restart wreck just a few moments ago.
Is this our choose rule? This is our choose right here.
Yeah,
Choose
73 did a
rule.
little twitch. I think he might be okay though.
Can you imagine if Cameron Ridge gets back to the 6th and then just goes to the invert pole? I mean, that would just be the most Cameron Ridge thing ever, right?
Oh man,
Is that what our invert is at 6?
6. Yep.
Wow, it's doable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who knows, the way these restarts, the way this race has been going, who knows if it's going to be Damian, Gavin, Braxton, Alex. I still want to say he started off this race in the pits, and what a rebound to get up into that 4th spot. He was a lap down, I know, early in the going for sure.
All right, now watch
Says he
these guys
started
getting
back
up.
in 22nd. Yeah, this is gonna be huge. Those guys have fresh tires. Are they gonna be patient with these guys playing with the throttle, trying to keep it straight? We're about to find out. Pace truck dives down pit road. 5 laps to go once they hit the line.
Sensational launch from Damien.
Ooh, looks like Braxton got a little loose going into one or on the restart there. Might open the door for Gavin to get a run on that outside. Not quite yet.
It's going to be up to I mean, get props to Gavin for being up here, but I think really it's going to be Braxton versus Damien. They are the 2 left of the guys that ran top 5 all night long so far, and if anyone's going to have anything for that 12 car, Braxton's going to have to be the one to go up there and get him. And Braxton's wounded. Damien's car is perfect right now.
I think he's one of the few cars. See the cars just shuffling, jockeying for that bottom line. Oh, man, Carlson. I think he got a little too brake happy going in the corner. He's going to swing it out wide. He might lose a couple spots here due to that move. Now Dewar looking on the inside.
I think this 27 and the 1 car coming up on these guys are the freshest tires in the entire field. I don't think they're going to be able to get up there and make that work. But hey, oh, Dusty! Oh my goodness, Justin Dewar almost spun it off of turn 4. He saved it.
Oh.
But right now
There's wrecking in the back. Almost wrecking in the back.
Monticelli
Oh boy.
saved
Monticelli saved it.
Turn 1.
Oh my goodness. There's everywhere. There's stuff going out on the racetrack. Man, and Dewar and Zach Rogers, their teammates last week, they're battling for that 6th spot right now for that transfer position. Yes, it's huge. And these guys are not giving up. It looks like Dewar might get it, but man, right behind him, Nick and Delicato on those fresher tires. Can Dewar hold him off? 2 more laps to go.
Dewar took a real shallow entry there. He might struggle off this exit. What on earth is Kynan Jones doing?
Are they going to
Man,
get back around?
Fresh tire. Yeah, we got to get back to the white flag lap. We might see another restart. Ooh, someone might have gotten the wall there. In Delicato now. Fresh tires. Carlson looking strong here.
Hey, Braxton DeWeese with the bumper of Damien at the white flag here.
On the bumper, 1 more lap to go. Keep an eye on that transfer spot on the left-hand side of your screen here as, man, oh man, does Braxton have anything for Damien? Final lap. Can Damien break the curse of 2nd?
Braxton
have to send it.
But Damien, I don't know if Braxton can get there. Oh, he tried it in real deep.
He's going to try to arc the corner, diamond the corner, but coming out of turn 4, it looks like Damien's going to be able to hold him off. He gets to the gas smooth enough, and Damian Leininger is going to break the curse. He's going to go to victory lane here in the Trainer Brewing Company.
6th.
Dewar holds off in Delicato, so he'll start on the pole here for half number 2. And again, how about Alexander Grates, a good rebound. Carlson finally getting a good ball. He finally got it done. And Kynan Jones, how about a solid top 10 run for the Land Shark there as well?
That was
man,
exciting.
oh man, that was intense.
Cameron Rich and David Westergreen finishing 12th and 13th.
Wow, that's good rebound though for what position they were in. And
We've already got Damien here.
And we got Damien up here in the booth, and hey, let's bring him up here. We'll take a round. We'll give him rapid fire from one of each of us. Oh, we lost Matthew. Did I do that?
What's Vic's crazy question this week?
Yeah, what is Vic's crazy question? Hopefully we can get Matthew back in here. But we do have Damien, half number 1 winner, and Damien finally broke that curse for 2nd place. You weren't confident as much as maybe you should have been to get back in victory lane, but here you are, buddy. How's it feel?
I mean, it feels good. I mean, I wish with Lutzy that didn't happen to him, so he could have ran it out. I mean, he was probably the best car all day, so I was probably the second best car. Probably should have finished behind him, but you know, things happen to work out sometimes, and it just happened to fall in my lap this time. So
yeah, that's kind of the luck the racing gods had in store today too. And as you said, we've seen that 36 car have a lot of speed so far this season, but unable to get those finishes. But sometimes that's just the way it goes. But now you're going to be back in that sixth position here for half number 2. What's it going to take to maybe get the brooms out, pull the sweep?
you just got to be patient. I mean, for a good bit of that run there after we pit, I was, you know, back in the 5th spot or whatever too. So it's just going to be about being as patient as possible, trying to get to the bottom and roll and just try to stay out of all the chaos and, you know, see what you can do. But, you know, overall, we had a good run here. Went back up to the front. So, you know, just looking to move our way forward here.
Yeah, and before I send it, Adam, hopefully we'll get Matthew back here in a few moments. But hey, got Traders Brewing Company a win in their sponsored race here today.
Yeah, it's good to get them some more recognition. I mean, Nate's a good guy, and he's you know, was gracious enough to come on board this year as part of the car, and you know, happy I can get them in victory lane, especially on the track that they're sponsoring.
Yeah, and I also you got to tell your teammate too when you go back down there. Nice rebound and go Brewers. So just remember that message, please.
Gotcha. I will remember it.
Yeah, and Adam, got anything for Damien?
Congrats, man. I know we talked last week, and I told you that you're so much better than you think you are, and I think you're proving it. I mean, now we're on a third different kind of track, and you went from finishing second to winning. So keep it up, dude. You're my championship favorite. I'll go ahead and tell you that now.
No, you just cursed it. There it is.
When you want for that,
I'm new. I'm new to the booth. I haven't cursed anyone yet.
Oh, I guarantee just because you said that, we're getting up to the hauler on this race.
So can Vic pick you for the last place finish here, half number 2?
Yes. Now that Adam said that, that's 100% what's going to happen.
Don't let it get in your head, man.
Yeah.
You got this.
Here.
Just be nice and smooth like you were in half number 1. You'll be all right.
I haven't jinxed anybody yet.
I almost threw the win away there. I don't know if you guys caught that.
Yeah, Braxton was knocking on the door there a little bit, but hey, you're able to get it done. And does that take maybe a little bit of pressure off for you too, as we talked about, feeling that pressure that you might put it on yourself? Does that take a little bit off to finally get to victory lane?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, every race you come in, you want to finish first. So, I mean, it's nice that I did it here, but I mean, we're turning around and immediately flipping to another race, and you know, you want to finish first in that race, so you're going to put all the pressure back on yourself. And you know, in these back-to-back races, if you win the first race, you kind of put a little bit more pressure, saying, well, I know I can win here, so now I have to go do it again to kind of prove it. But you got to get that out of the mindset and just kind of focus on being clean, running good laps, and just making a solid points day. If you get caught up too much in trying to win every single race, you know, you find yourself in the pits a lot more than you need to be. So just try and stay focused and keep it smooth, keep it clean, and try to bring home another good finish.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to see what that number 12 car can do in half number 2, and best of luck to you.
Alrighty, thanks guys.
And don't forget that message for David.
Yeah, I'll tell him right now.
All right, yep, go do it.
All right, bye guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, so let's do half 2 picks while we're here.
I have a question for you, Vic, before the half 2 picks, and this is for the driver and for us, so we know when a car gets parked for causing 2 incidents.
They can start half 2.
They can start half 2. All right, I didn't know.
He can start half 2, but if he causes another one, then he'll.
So you're on a shorter leash then.
Yeah, he's what's up a creek without a paddle.
All right.
That's the nice way of putting it.
Well, I mean, I wanted to know for future reference too.
I was about to announce it to the drivers. Don't worry. But let's make our picks here. I'll make mine quick, and I'm gonna go with the guy that's gonna finish last in this race, and by last, of course, I mean on pure pace alone, and absolutely not because he doesn't have any skill whatsoever. It's Thomas Capuano.
Man, who's next?
Carlos is next, actually, shockingly.
Yeah, I didn't expect the race leader to spin his tires. You know, I try to predict these things. Really didn't predict that at all. So I'm gonna take a little hit in the points. You know, I'm humble enough to acknowledge that. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Braxton Louise is gonna finish second again tonight, and I'm gonna go with a confident pick with him.
Okay, and up next is Matt, who's not here.
He's actually he was in the Arcade Motorsports.
I got him.
Okay, you find he's lurking. He's lurking in the pits right now.
All right, Matt, you have to make your pick.
Shoot. Who's been picked already?
I picked Tom and Carlos picked the 8.
You pick, why would you? I forgot. Last place. All right.
Yeah, I'm picking last place.
Hey, man, that's not nice.
Hey, well, I have a lot of more mean things to say. It's like,
He's not very nice. You know what? I'm gonna double down on Caden Tufts here.
Ooh, I like it.
not a great choice. Adam, you're up.
Why'd you say that? Come on, man. What? Not a great choice. What the heck?
I'm gonna take the guy who I feel like had the cleanest first half. Give me Kyle Carlson in the Me-Fi machine.
Ooh, I like it.
And,
you know, I'm
Goody, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know, I was a homer in half number 1. I'm gonna be kind of a homer here in half number 2. I'm gonna do this for the brand. I'm gonna do it for my mama. I'm gonna do it for my emotional support pick. I'm going with the 99 of Gilberto Javier Gomera.
Hey man, he had to wrestle for that 5th place finish. He's faster than that, I think.
Yeah, I think he's got some speed in that machine.
Now, I went and talked around a little bit. I didn't really get a whole lot of information. It's hard. Cameron Rich tried to describe to me how you get into the corner and run the corner. And, well, he had a really hard time explaining it. And I think that kind of makes sense based off of what we're seeing out here. It's weird. He said you don't really just run the bottom, but you don't really diamond the bottom. He said you kind of straddle the curve. And then Darren Staff said, sorry, I don't want to be mean, but let me make this simple. You just run the bottom. I don't know. He said he's got his rear brake bias turned to the rears. He uses that to kind of get the nose pointed down, I guess. I mean, I also went and talked to Ryan Lutz, and I asked him what happened. He said somebody left a banana peel on the racetrack. And also after that, he said he has no idea. He said he grabbed 3rd gear, and it just shot straight to the right. He said he had no warning, nothing out of the ordinary. As soon as he went to 3rd, it just went to the right. I mean, no clarity.
Yeah, and I don't think for him he had any clarity on what happened there. It looked like it just snapped on him, and he's got some work to do here in half number 2. Where
no choose. They have to line where they are. But it is. We are going green this time.
Silly Carlos.
you got me there, but there's going to be some movers and shakers. We'll see what Dusty does. Dusty and Carlson, who had some strong runs in half number 2, they held their own wherever they restarted, and were able to pick their way off for a solid top 10 runs here and a top 5 for Carlson. So we'll see what they have. Now they have clean air. They'll be leading the field, but there's also a lot of pressure. We've seen Dusty start on the pole before, and as he stepped on something, maybe that banana peel lets stepped on. We don't know, but hopefully that doesn't happen.
It might still be there.
Still might be there. We're going to find out as the paint truck's going to get ready to dive down pit road. We'll kick off half number 2. 84 more laps. And Dustin Dewar, that JD Hilltop salvage machine, is going to lead him to the green flag. Barney's got the flag. Green flag is out. We are rolling here for half number 2. Dustin's going to get a good start going to the inside. Grates is going to follow right behind him as Carlson's going to, I was going to say Zach Evans, but Carlson fighting on the outside in that Dick Trickle. That could have been another Wisconsin deep pick there.
There do not appear to be any discarded fruit peelings on the racetrack.
Oh,
that Isabella gets turned to the outside wall.
Jeez. Oh! The Cole was lucky.
Oh no, Rashid.
Oh, he disappeared. He take a toe.
Oh wow. I think Rut hits him. He missed the corner, I think.
He just shot up the racetrack, and unfortunately, oh boy,
that's weird. He went through him.
Yeah, that could have been worse for Vincent. And I think this is the same thing we saw at Carp earlier. I think in that same corner, when he had to blow up for a record in a corner someone as like this.
Oh, and that's terrible because what you're doing is he's fading to the right so he can see what's in front of him, and then he fades to the right and there's a car. Oh,
Yep.
that is so terrible.
Oh boy. So
Vic,
caution
have you,
number 1 already.
Vic, have you actually correctly picked a last place finish yet?
Last week I think I did.
I think he did.
Impressive.
You know, we got to see if we can get, what is it, Brock Beard, who has last car? I think we got to.
Oh my gosh, last car, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get like Vic to sponsor Vic's picks.
You know what's great about this is eventually I will run out of people that are going to finish last.
That's true.
That's true. Well,
maybe not. Maybe not. You could predict, like, you know, we've seen rough nights for Ryan Lutz. You know, that could have been an alright pick to finish last, or we seen Indelicato a few weeks ago at Indy get torn up pretty good. So you never know. You just got to pick who's going to have a bad night, and yeah, it could be anybody.
And Delcato also came back to finish 5th, but we'll just leave that part out.
Yeah, that's true. No, he didn't.
The second half, he got spun and then still drove back.
Oh yeah. That's right. Finished 7th in half number 1 here, so that was a pretty good rebound here. But now we go to the choose cone. Leader obviously choosing the inside line. Greats choosing the outside. Carlson on the inside. Is anyone making any bold moves here on the outside that you boys have seen?
I've seen him try.
I think I think Caden Tuss. I swear I see that 0-0 on outside lane more than I see him on the inside lane. He's not afraid to choose that outside line.
I'm really interesting why Gretz took the front row. I mean, I get it. It's the front row, but we've seen the guy who starts second really kind of end up lining out to about 3rd on, I'd say, 80% or 90% of these restarts. So that was kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, I think when they do that you're hoping Dewar gets a really good restart. You can get about as good of a restart you can on the top, and you'll have enough of a gap to get it in front of Carlson going down into 1. We're about to find out if that's going to happen here as we restart. Not a great start by Dewar. As Greats is still there. He's not able to get down, though. He could maybe close the door on the apex of the corner. Oh boy, it's tight all the way around, though.
He had it and then he missed the bottom.
Yeah, I think he was kind of afraid to commit to that bottom with Carlson right on behind him. But now Greats will get.
Darren Staff drove it in deep under Caden Tufts. Tufts did not expect him to make that late move and almost turned down across his nose. They kept it off each other, though.
The hometown boy Dustin Dewar is going to lead a green flag lap, but Greats is going to look on the inside going into turn 1. Well, Dewar, he's going to swing it wide. He was trying to drive in deep. He knows better. He maybe regrets that decision. Trying to hang on to the outside, but it looks like the 14 car is going to take the lead here in lap number 6.
Yeah, don't look now. Kyle Carson. Carlson gets in there too deep.
Hold on to it.
He saved it.
He saved it. That might have opened the door for Dewar to get back to the bottom, but Braxton DeWeese is going to look on the inside of Carlson. Did they make contact there?
Man, I'm really getting scared. Carlson. There you see Carl. Oh, he's going to spin here. Oh, no, Carlson.
No.
Oh, the head onto the outside wall, and now we have a second caution
man.
here.
Oh, man.
Directly to the forehead.
I have officially jinxed somebody.
Good job.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody has their first. That's where they look. Carlson got in there deep. He cut down in the middle of the corner, but I don't think as much of him cutting down as DeWeese kind of washed up into him. It's hard.
But it's the same thing. These cars are snapping to the right so hard and so fast. It's kind of mind-blowing, actually.
And I don't know, even if you're Carlson here, if you were even just try to lock it down and try to turn it to the right here, that could have been even worse for him and for everyone else in the field.
It just doesn't look bad. I mean, he's not completely out of control, and then the car just snaps to the right. Like, it's very weird.
Yeah, like you said, ever since Carpenter said that, it's kind of a theme that we've been noticing. I think it's happened almost every caution that we've had since then. And maybe all night that we just didn't notice it.
We can just blame the setups and blame Vic.
Yep, come on, Vic.
Wait. If you're gonna blame setups, okay, wait till next week. Then you can fully blame the setup.
Oh boy, where are we going next week again? I forgot to look at the schedule. I didn't get that far ahead of myself. I gotta look. Hold on. Anyone know? No?
No,
don't tell him.
I don't look either. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh, Darlington.
Oh my goodness.
That's gonna be
I
interesting.
spent 2 hours yesterday while I was sick, trying not to feel like I'm dying, making that setup. Okay. If anything bad is gonna happen, that's where it's gonna be.
Oh,
Well, I'm
boy.
just gonna go ahead and accept that I will not be in bed before midnight next week, and
good idea.
Well, you're not gonna be in bed before midnight this week either.
that's true.
Yeah, we still got.
Feel bad for
We're gonna
Chelsea.
post race after this thing's over still.
What's that?
Oh, I was just saying we still got post race after this thing is over.
Yeah,
He's definitely not
yeah.
going to bed before midnight.
Yeah, definitely not. Hey, at least we don't have.
I was
Johnny
gonna
Eckert.
say the thing. Yep. I was gonna say it could be. We could have old Jecker here.
Yeah.
I think I would have
Oh,
some
man.
like technical difficulties.
You got to ask him, Johnny Eckert, how'd you pull off the win? Well, you see, in the beginning there was God, and
And on the
Then-
7th day.
And then Adam's Discord crashes miraculously.
oh no, where did he go? Oh well, good night, Adam.
Live look on his Twitch, he's sleeping.
Yeah, right.
Things you
Now
should do on Tuesday nights, watch Adam Peeler. That's twitch.tv/NurseAviator. On Tuesday nights, absolutely peak entertainment, I tell you.
I tried.
And pre-race Thursday nights on the same channel.
Yeah, OSCA pre-race is live on Nurse
And
Aviator on
even
Twitch.
before that, you get to see us shoot big animals, if that's your thing.
I wouldn't go there, but yeah.
Oh, whoa! Outside for
That's
our leader
bold.
here.
I mean, if he can get a good jump, sure, but if Dustin Dewar is so much on his quarter panel going into turn one, Dusty's going to come out with the lead, man. I don't know about that one.
That's interesting. That's the first time we've seen this all night long. I wonder if. Do you think maybe the 14 and 32 are working together here?
No,
Not
I
team-
think
not
I think
teammates.
it's going like Matt said. I think it's get a good restart and clear. I think that's what he's thinking, and then he can
That's
kind
gotta
of
be.
arc the corner like he normally
Yeah.
would.
I just need to make everybody aware the back half of this top 10 is starting to look awful familiar.
Oh yeah, got Caden
Everybody's
Tuff,
starting
Zach
to creep
Rogers, Cameron Rich in 8th. How about that? Oh, Damian up to 6th. I didn't even notice that.
Here we go.
There we go. We'll see what this outside line does for Alex Grates as he does control the restart. Pace car dives down pit road.
Oh, he's gonna. No, he's good. Wow.
Oh,
Oh, Dewar!
Steve,
Oh! He's gonna take a really low corner as gonna be 3 wide going into turn 1. As Braxton DeWeese clears for 2nd.
Oh man, huge beneficiary to Damian Leininger. That put that one car on the outside and put Damian right where he wanted to be. He's going to be under Dusty here. Damian's probably going to be 3rd place by the time we hit the stripe.
I think Dusty did a good job as well. I think that could have been a lot worse for Dusty. He did a really good job there.
But the thing is, going through 3 and 4, swinging a little wide, opened the door for those Shift Esports cars right behind him. And now Gavin Hibbs is putting him under fire, and Dusty falls back to 5th. That would have happened with him starting on the inside. So maybe it just seems like on the front row, the leader just has a distinct advantage no matter what lane he chooses.
Oh,
Oh boy.
almost making it 3. Yeah, I know you saw it. He almost did it.
He thought about it. And Cameron Rich, he might have lost a few spots here, but still hanging on in the back half of the top 10. Still stuck on that outside as Indelicado really trying to work around Dewar here. I think he'll finally be able to get around. Zach Rogers now going to be battling with Dewar. We've seen them battle at the tail end of half number 1. I don't know if it'll be much of a battle right now as Dewar looks to maybe tuck in below, but nope, Cameron Rich gets there.
Starting the race in P26 was Ryan Lutz, and he is now on the outside of Ty McIntosh. They're scrapping for the 12th position.
Ooh, Endo caught a super loose.
Oh man, he's digging, but yeah, he's having a little bit of issues since that restart.
Oh, he was.
Man,
Oh my goodness. Oh, that was overcorrect territory. I can't believe he didn't wreck it.
Oh boy, and Dewar is just in a free fall right now. David Westergreen, Caden Tufts working their way into the top 10. There's no opening. Dewar's trying to force his way to the bottom.
He might get
Can't
one
get
here,
in.
but it might not be until after James Watson gets by him for 15.
Yeah, that's gonna be the gap unless.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, he's trying too hard now. He's almost got to cut his losses and get back in line.
Yeah, here.
Ooh, heavy damage.
Maybe not yet. Dusty, don't do it. Not yet.
Well, like watching a
Caution,
play
caution,
track
caution,
and just
caution.
watching someone drop.
That's got to be really far back. I'm not seeing anything from where I am.
Oh man,
Well,
that
that
was
is
my hand.
tragic, actually. Been
Yeah,
pretty fast tonight, and he's. That's all
Just
left
not
side.
not having the luck. Let's see what happens here.
Looks like all left side damage. The right side on this car is not really hurt. What happened? It's a really nice replay of the track.
Yeah, I don't have an angle. He just wasn't there.
He was
Oh,
blinking.
okay.
But he was what?
Oh,
He was blinking.
oh, blinking, and then he
Oh man.
he reappeared.
Tried
Tough,
pieces together,
tough
maybe.
night for Dallas Myhan. That's
Having,
very
clear
unfortunate there.
connection issues as well.
Is that why he did lose? That's why he did leave the race and came back, right? Was that connection
Yes,
issues?
yeah, he had connection issues. By the way, I'd like to point out next week's next week's mystery driver has joined the Discord server. Nick Massey's in here now.
That's not much of a mystery then.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa. First off, that's really fucking cool. I'm not even afraid. I'll cuss on this. That's cool. Nick's a great.
Been-
He's always been.
I
Listen,
think
there's
I've
no
asked Nick a
rules.
couple times.
There's no rules to cursing in the stream. However, Mama Goody will be disappointed, just as she was.
Mama
Well,
Goody
in that
is
It's
video.
okay. I'm disappointed in myself for just outright saying it. I meant to say flippin', but it came out.
Yeah, you know.
This is not the Twitch stream thing.
Yeah,
You
well,
know-
I'm having a day. Okay.
I think Mama Goody allows. She's like PG-13. You're allowed like 1 or 2 f-bombs. I think 1 f-bomb per half. So
We've had a few already.
yeah.
Shane D. Montoba's asking me to look at his quarter panel. Oh yeah, Mama
Well, that
Goody,
side looks good.
Mrs. Goody.
Oh,
right
Mama
there.
Goody! Yeah, doing it for the brand. He's cooking up some. And he's got the right recipe here in Milwaukee. Oh, look at that.
Now,
He's right by the Miss Goody's car as well.
We had a couple cars towards the back.
Love you,
coming
Mama
down
Goody.
the road.
Heck yeah! Just
So
celebrated
Al-
her 60th birthday too on Monday night.
Oh,
Happy
Monday?
birthday, Mommy Goody.
All I know
Yeah.
is if for some ever reason I'm in the same neck of the woods as Mama Goody, I'm gonna buy her some flowers.
Aw, she does deserve it. I probably should buy her flowers more, but I let my girlfriend do that now because I've always been good at that. Yeah.
That was too easy. I'm sorry.
That was a softball there, but I think we'll be getting to the one to go to green here next time by, and I gotta wonder. It's already kind of looking like Greats is playing his hand, and if he's gonna choose that outside line here again.
Did he show his hand though? Did he show to everybody else who might be in that position? If you get a start on the outside, you can easily make the corner into one.
Maybe, but I think he's got a little bit bigger problems at this point. I don't think it matters what lane he picks. He's going to have his hands full with Braxton and Damian now.
I think
Yeah,
it's just the second guy. Whoever's second is react to the leader when the leader goes, and I think that's causing the second place guy to spin their tires way more than the leader.
Yeah.
But if there's been anyone all night long that had good restarts in that second position, it's been Braxton DeWeese. There's been a couple times on these restarts that he was able to stay on the quarter panel on the outside, and if he could do that into one, he could definitely benefit. So this is maybe the real test here of a guy who ran up in the top 3 most of the half number 1. We'll see if Greats can hold him off here with that outside lane.
And he hasn't won a race yet, has he, Braxton? In OSCA?
And he's getting close. I know he's got some podium finishes, but I don't think he's got a win.
It's getting close tonight.
I'll say you're the stat guy.
Yeah, I am the stat guy, man.
Oh, look now, Darren Staff is in fourth.
Yeah, he's good, man.
He's gold, man. He's got that track position. We got the green flag out. Looks like it's going to work again for Alex, and he's going to be able to arc it in the corner going into one. That was about as perfect as he drew it up there.
Alex Great's doing a really nice job tonight.
Yeah, again, starting his lap down, he's able to use all of the racetrack, get all the speed out of that race car, but he does have Braxton DeWeese. And we stay green. Oh, he's still going.
Kynan Jones.
Oh, caution is out. Oh no, Land Shark.
Based off the angle of that race car and the damage on it, I feel like it might be another overcorrect.
Yep, the theme here of the night.
Chef has requested a 92 on board at your earliest convenience.
Oh, we already took care of that. That was what we were talking about.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Got it.
Man, oh man, and
No,
that was.
he was right behind this wreck.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Oh wow, there he is.
He saw it all.
Yeah.
Oh, Cooper overflipped the corner.
Did they net code together into the corner? That was weird. But you know what? I hate to jinx it. You've had a few cautions here.
No, there was going to be contact anyways.
Yeah, there was inevitable.
Coop might have gotten in there hot.
Well, I'm going to minus
But
70
these-
here, though. This did not bring up the caution.
But these accidents, they've at least been single car,
Oh,
two car.
whoa.
Oh,
What
whoa,
on earth?
whoa!
What?
Wow.
The wheel
He
disconnect?
had wheel spin. He had wheel spin.
Oh, that was
He
on the
was-
restart.
That was on the restart.
Was it?
Yeah, that was on
He's
the
already
restart.
on the left
Yes,
pedal
it was on
here,
the
isn't he?
restart.
Oh, yeah,
That
it's
was,
a restart.
hold on, that was on
Oh.
the restart 2 seconds after he had already shifted to the next gear.
Look, I didn't
Oh,
pick him in
Mon-
half one for no reason.
Yeah.
I'll say this, Darren Staff was able to restart fourth and get to third. He
Mhm, he
actually
sure did.
made the outside lane work to get to
Wait,
third. That was
You know
impressive.
what it is?
Yeah.
Aside from Staff being a great driver, greats. When he restarts on the outside line, usually the driver right behind the leader has the next best advantage in a restart, and that puts it to the fourth place driver on the outside technically. So he was able to get that little extra bit of advantage to overtake, I think it was Leinemann, and get in that one extra spot. So I expect to possibly see him maybe restarting on the outside again.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think it's definitely going to dictate what lane that 14 car chooses. But I think what we've seen on the last two restarts, that outside's working for him. So why change it up now?
I agree. He's definitely shown, I think, was possible tonight, and I give him props for it because I did not see that happening.
No, and I'm just looking here also at the top 20 right now on the live scoring, and up 10 spots. OSCA, he's up to 15th, but he did the same thing in half number one, and he worked his way up, near the back half of that top 10, and right around there, and unfortunately I think he got wrecked out at the end of half number one, but definitely showing some muscle out here on the Milwaukee Mile.
Now, guys, I went down, did a little bit of homework. I went to Nick Monticelli and Alex Great. Monticelli did not spin any tires. He said he went to jump to the outside of the car in front of him and it hooked.
See, that's what, like, anytime you turn right, and that's kind of in line with what Carpenter said.
Here's what's even more interesting because he's done it for 3 restarts now. Well, first of all, I asked Alex how confident he is in his pace. Actually, first I asked Kynan Jones if he was okay, and he said, Then I asked Alex Grates if he was confident in his pace, and he said not at all.
Oh, wow.
But then I asked him, why do you keep picking the outside? And he said it's a short track thing.
I think it is, and I think it does go back to being able to arc it into the corner fully, instead of maybe getting to the bottom and having to wash yourself up the racetrack. So yeah, we'll see. Whatever it is, it's working for him definitely right now.
Well, here we go. He's gonna have another swing at it here. Still a lot of pressure around him here. A lot of fast cars around him. Apparently faster than him, according to him.
The cream rises to the top, but he's doing a good job of getting those good restarts Uh-oh.
Braxton hung with him.
Braxton hung with him, and he's gonna get the inside. He's gonna take over
they
the
touched,
lead.
they touched.
And that's gonna really swing Greats out wide, and he's gonna lose that lead. And now under pressure from Damian Leininger, he's gonna clear him. And he's gonna go low. Oh, but he cooks it. What a save!
What a save!
And we haven't seen that much tonight. Wow.
I respect that, because he said he wasn't confident in his pace, and he knows if he doesn't get back that lead in that moment, he might never get back to the lead again. And oh man, more contact with the 45, but man, he took his shot there.
Yeah, he called his shot, he took it, and he made it. It didn't work, but you gotta respect the move, respect the game. As Alex Greats now is in that free fall that we seen Dustin Dewar just a few moments ago on that outside, as he's gonna get freight trained, and hopefully can hang on. He's currently in that 8th spot, and maybe he can hang on there. As you see Cameron Rich lurking right behind super sub Zach Rogers in the 27 car tonight. Disappearing. See that rear end though, as you were saying. Look how much they wiggle once they get back on the throttle right around corner apex here.
Rogers is great with throttle control. Watch how he's got to work this thing. I don't know if you'll see it here.
A little bit.
Pretty steady there, actually. Maybe
pretty steady.
If we stick with him more, maybe off 2. I mean, we did say he's good with throttle control. He'll be pretty steady with it.
Cam drove it in. I'm glad he ended up checking up, but man, he drove it in.
A little bit.
Well, he bobbled. Yeah, not as bad. And don't look now. Here we got Damian Leininger. I think he's putting the heat.
He is
on Braxton DeWeese here for the lead.
Role reversal. These two are the two that were bumper to nose to tail at the end of half 1, and here they are again. Damian this time hunting down Braxton DeWeese.
Yeah, a little role reversal, and nope, he's looking on the inside. I don't think he's gonna have anything right now, but it's kind of far. Braxton's gonna
no caution.
Wow.
The lead.
Yeah, how about this?
Following. Wow.
I want to say I give Leininger props. Leininger lifted.
Cameron the caution is
down. Wow. There is a lot to unpack there. The contact between the 12 and the 8, and the 8 gets shuffled back. I think that had to be incidental. I think Damian, when that caution or contact happened, he tried letting off, trying to give Braxton room to save it, and everything kind of shuffled behind him. And the contact there between the 29 and the 12 as well. But is that what caused the yellow there too?
No.
I don't know.
I think this. Let's get Shaq on this.
Let's get Shaq.
Oh, come on.
See, I think Leininger really was trying to, like you said, to let the 8 Luis save it, but that stacked everybody up.
That was not the caution.
And then.
Okay.
Oh, that was insane.
It was the contact.
Yeah.
29 and
Okay. Wow. So everyone down pit road here. I think James Watson, Vincent Isabella are the 2 cars that are going to stay out on the racetrack.
And going back and looking at that, I don't think that first contact when he was the leader, he held his line. I think Damian gassed it up in the middle of the corner, and it didn't stick the way he thought it would, and he shot up half a lane into the left rear of Braxton. Man, really good heads-up driving by Gavin Hibbs.
2 tires, Gavin Hibbs. Gavin Hibbs, Alex Greats. Missed his stall. Neil Rutt the 3rd. Garen Staff is the first driver out with 4 fresh tires.
Where's Gavin Hibbs?
What happened to Indelicato that he stayed ahead of the cars?
Yeah, he stayed out.
Came down. Oh, he did stay out. Okay.
He came down pit road.
No, he's
I thought he came
out. He stayed out.
Yeah, he came.
He was the leader.
Or he at least drove by. He came down pit road. I'm looking at it right now. He came down pit road.
You're looking at what? What?
Yeah, he came down pit road right behind Gavin Hibbs.
He did. I guess he just went through. He probably missed his stall then.
A lot of these guys are reporting that the iRacing spotter is counting them at 10 and then not counting them any further.
Well,
you know what?
A lot of these guys need to understand that they shouldn't be relying on iRacing spotters, and they should be relying on their eyes.
I mean, Well, Indelicato says,
wow.
and I quote, I heard 10, and then I never saw my crew.
Ooh.
And I've had similar issues before, and I've even backed up to a stall in that desperation of a moment, because then you're like alongside of it when they pop back up again.
I did hear, I don't remember who said it, but somebody said that when it counts down to at 10, you're really 3 away. So.
And there are
don't
no
know.
shared pit stalls, correct? Like
Yes, there's
that's
none.
not-
We don't have that many cars.
Well, that makes things interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
Puts Tom Capuano up front, and we've seen Tom struggle tonight.
yeah. And you know, and for Nick Indelicato to miss his pit box, I think that in the best case scenario, he's got the lead now. He does have a couple car buffer to those guys that took at least 4 tires, so he should be okay here. Because you know, I still think we're gonna see these cars come down pit road at least one more time before the end of the night.
It's just, man, it was looking good for him. You know, he was second place after that behind Gavin Hibbs, ahead of the 2 guys who had been the class of the field all night, and it puts he was in the catbird seat there with Gavin, but man, what's with Cameron Rich? Cameron Rich gained a lot of spots on that choose cone.
Yeah, he chose the outside line. A lot of people chose the inside.
Yeah, is Cameron Rich on 4 tires?
Yes, he
I
is.
think he might have taken 2. Oh, he did take 4 tires. Okay,
Oh.
this is gonna be interesting.
Cameron Rich is in the driver's seat here, I think.
Definitely if he can make it stick getting into 1.
Yeah.
We'll see this time Indelicato chooses the bottom line. We're going to end the 5th caution with the 1 car leading the way. Green flag back out. Great start. Oh!
Huge.
Vincent almost cut down in front of Alex Grates, who's now back in the top 5.
Braxton and Damian in the middle of a 3-wide jam trying to move up the field.
Oh boy, this is where things could get a little crazy here. Right now, Nick Indelicato pulling away a little bit from James Watson. Oh, Grates looking on the inside. I think he took 2 tires, I believe.
He sure
He
did.
full sent that corner and he
Sure
made it
did.
work.
Getting that track position back. He's showing a little bit of swagger again, but right behind
Caution,
him, Cameron Rich, fresh tires. Oh, caution.
Ryan Lutz just about wrecked it off turn 4, almost overcorrected, but saved it. I do not know what the caution was.
Thomas
Has to have
C.
been for like last place.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
I don't think. Looks like
Race
some
control.
internet
Is that
might
on
have-
my end, or was he blinking out?
See, he's had issues with this in the past.
He was
and-
blinking.
yeah, and in this league, and I know other leagues, occasionally that Dylan Thomas will have those issues, and that did not bode well for him
No,
there
he's
for
got-
sure.
He's out of the session, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was smoking. So a rough night for Dylan Thomas, getting
No,
parked
he
at the end
left
of half
once I told him
one.
that he got parked again for being the cause.
Oh.
If you blink and bring out a caution as a result of your blinking, you're gonna get the cause. It doesn't matter if somebody hit you on your screen or not.
Now, does that affect him next week too, or no?
Nope. Well,
Okay.
it probably is gonna be a probation.
Okay. Well, with
you-
nothing
But
nothing with the
technically,
blink.
yes. But
Well,
no,
nothing
no,
with
he
the.
will not receive any points penalties for this week.
Do you want to,
Okay.
if you want something to look at here on that restart, watch the 45, the 25, and the 36 all on the inside line. That stack up looks like it started. Man, it looks like it's hard to tell. It looks like Indelicato kind of waited. James Watson thought he'd go sooner. Tom Capuano checked up, and everybody just checked up. There is significant damage to the front of Ryan Lutz's car and the rear of Joe Francis's car. I'd say some fairly heavy damage. They hit each other a ton.
Man, so I think they all stay on the racetrack. I believe so. Still under caution here, Nick Indelicato. Still leading, still on the original sets of tires. I don't think, none of them went down pit road. I don't think Indelicato's been on pit road previously. But Alex Grates started, led some laps early on in the going. We saw his near wreck when he slid trying to go under Braxton DeWeese earlier in the race. Got shuffled to the back of the pack, but looking pretty strong. He made some strong move with those 2 tires, but right behind him though, the guy with 4 fresh tires, Adam. I think he's gonna be tough to beat. It's that 29 car, Cameron Rich.
That's what I was kind of thinking was Cameron's going to line up behind the leader, and I would not be surprised if he's able to clear second to get in behind Delicado. And then the other thing to kind of think about is Delicado hasn't pitted, so if this goes green for another, if we can get a 15, 20 lap green flag run, Delicado is going to have to try to pit in front of all these guys way before they're going to have to. So,
does he have front end damage? The front end kind of looks a little droopy.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I don't think that's the paint scheme. Yeah.
Carlos, I think they all have damage.
This is not a twisted
that's
sister car.
No,
I think they all have damage.
That's eagle eyes there for Carlos there though.
For a person that has I forgot what I had.
Wait, did you just say you forgot what you have?
Yeah, I forgot what it was. It's
Is it dementia?
no.
Is it bad vision?
Stigmatism.
Oh, maybe.
ADD? ADHD?
No, it's something with my eyes. Keratoconus. That's what I have. It's when my cornea starts sagging. So my vision
I've heard
becomes really
about
bad. Yeah, I suffer from keratoconus.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I'm glad I don't have that because I could never say that word.
Ooh, great jump there though for Nick Indelicado. Man, he got that thing to stick. Alex Grates is gonna try to hang on, but Cameron Rich is right down on the bottom. Oh, Grates gonna try to clear him though.
Ooh, really crowded him there, trying to get down to that bottom. Couldn't quite get it done. Cameron Ridge gonna have to file in behind him or take a lunge at him here. Grates covers it up.
Grates blocks it off, trying to stay in the back bumper of Nick Indelicado, but if he opens that door any little bit, Cameron Rich is gonna be there to capitalize.
Big trouble from Ryan Lutz. He got into turn 3 way hot, lost a lot of spots. He's been kind of mired back in that 10th to 15th area. He hasn't been able to move up at all.
I wonder if he's racing a little bit with too much urgency right now. Still got a long way to go, and another caution out.
And it's Jason Alexander.
Oh no. Our not so mystery driver.
Oh man, David Westergreen was right in that bottom in the 30. I guess didn't expect him to come up that fast. Sorry, not to come up that fast, but to approach as quickly as he did.
Oh wow, Westergreen did have a good entry to the corner.
And he didn't come. You see, Westergreen came up. He didn't come up until there was contact. Up until the contact, David had his left sides just about on that curve.
Yep. Oh, and I think he even tried to whoa up because he was messing up his corner. Yeah, I think they just two different styles going into the corner, and they met in the middle there, and around goes the 30.
And you have no idea he's there either, in that position that the 30 was in. I mean, the spotter's probably not even calling that guy inside at that point. So he's driving down there not knowing that David was there, and that's what kind of happens. But that's more of a racing incident. There's nobody at fault in that, in my opinion.
It doesn't help that it's a relentless fight to get to the bottom, whether you're trying to get down there. Even if you're not trying to get to the bottom, everybody's regular driving line revolves around the bottom lane somehow. Nobody's running above the bottom, right? So even when they're not trying to get there, they're trying to run there. So, I mean, it's everybody going for the same piece of real estate. It's one track where usually, even at the bottom's the preferred line, you can fight up top. There's really not that much you can do on the top here.
No, and I was gonna say, everybody's entries into the corners are a little bit different. That's kind of the thing that I've noticed as well, is there's no one correct way to enter the corner. We have, like you said, people diming it, people taking a wide arc, people driving in shallow and getting on the brakes a little harder than others. There's no correct way to enter the corner. It's just you have to be on the bottom. So they're all entering in these different ways, different positions of their car to end up in the same spot. And
a little cut. Well, you're cutting out there a little bit, Adam. I don't know if that's just on my end, but he must be walking away from his computer. He's getting like a sandwich or something.
David Westergreen has received an EOL.
Ooh. Might have to get a little insight from Vic there.
He is going to be cause of the caution. After looking at it, I feel as though he
maybe should have backed out.
Well, he backed out, but just once he stopped backing out, he just decided he was going to touch the gas ever so slightly, and that's what caused the contact. So I think if he doesn't touch it at that moment, which I know is like one of those like nitpicky things, but after watching onboards and multiple angles, I've decided the 9 is the cause.
All right, so Westergreen still a long way to go, 40 laps to go. So he can definitely rebound from that. But, you know, we were talking earlier as well about Ryan Lutz and maybe that urgency, and still a long way to go in this race. But with the way the cautions have laid out, there's not really many green flag opportunities to make passes as of yet. So maybe that urgency is needed a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, somehow some guys have found their way towards the front. Cameron Rich started 12th. He's in 2nd. Of course, that's Cameron Rich. But Vincent Isabella started 16th. He's in 7th. How about a potty mouth there? Ty McIntosh started 18th. He's 9th. Chef there is up 12 spots. And even though we're talking about Ryan Lutz struggling, he is up 13 spots from 26th to run 13th. He just hasn't really been able to crack the top 10 yet. Maybe he has only for a moment. He's just been mired right there.
Do you think it's picking the right line on the restart?
It's definitely part of it. I mean, even if you pick the bottom of the preferred line, if a lot of guys go down there, I mean, like for example, like what is that? They're like 5, 6, 7. Like Ryan Lutz picked the bottom here. As I count, that's 11, 30, he's 15th on the racetrack. It's just more cars in front of him. It's really, really hard to pick your way to the front, even if you're faster.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. You got to take whatever you get. But here we do see Indelicato starting on the outside. Now he's got Cameron Rich. If he gets a good start, he's going to have a good shot to take that lead, because Indelicato on those older tires, but he will stay ahead of Cameron Rich going into turns 1 and 2, but it might be a matter of time before we see that 29 car in the lead.
Yeah, and Delicato's been pretty good today, but Cameron Rich has been faster on even tires, and Delicato's definitely a sitting duck on older tires. It's just going to be Rich. How patient is Cameron Rich? Because you've also got Gavin Hibbs back there, and not too much further back, Vincent Isabella, Caden Tufts, Braxton Deweese, Darren Staff. You can't waste too much time taking the lead, and as you see here, no contest from Indelicato. He almost backs off and doesn't even fight it. No reason to. Oh, maybe he's fighting it. I don't know.
He's digging in there pretty good with those older tires. And what did Zach Rogers do in that pit stop? I lost track of where he came out. Oh, contact! Oh, Lutz goes around.
Oh, that's gonna be an EOL from the 92.
And Chef getting a little hot in the corner. Oh, another car is spun around there.
OSCA Daddy had a huge save about 2 laps before while the battle for the lead was going. I want to give him a shout out for that, because he was completely sideways and didn't hit anything.
Oh, got
Well, actually, I don't know. That really depends on what race control thinks, if it was a 92's fault or a 36.
Well, that's tough. That's weird. Like, McIntosh isn't going to do anything different. He's arcing it down into the corner. He doesn't really know where Shane is at that point. He has no idea where Shane is. Chef.
Well, he got loose off the corner before, so he just kind of goes out of view, and you don't know if the guy got to gather back up or if he's 20 cars behind you. You have no idea.
It might fall on Shane. Shane probably could have just kept it lower there and stayed more out of the way. But I don't know who Shane is. I'm just making up names. I meant to say
and
Chef.
Westergreen and Gilberto making contact too. So Westergreen again.
Kynan Jones spun. Did anyone see that?
Yeah, Kynan Jones is around on the racetrack as well.
I think he got clipped driving through the wreck. I think a car came down and clipped it.
Indelicato down pit road.
Hey, is this... Sorry for keeping on the Kynan Jones. Anybody else watching it? He did a great job not destroying his race car.
Yeah, I'm putting it up right now.
Oh! Brakes and hooked it back. Really good job there. Saved his race.
I didn't think anyone else made contact with anybody, but just getting into the into the right rear of Kynan, and yeah, one hell of a save for the 72, 73.
Gilberto has been given an EOL. Ryan Lutz has left the session. He's decided.
Who got an EOL?
He's had to Gilberto
for that contact with Westergreen.
I don't know if.
Oh, the cause of the caution is 92. He's being parked because this is his second time that he has caused a caution within a 2-lap period of a restart. Feel for him. I love Shane, but feel for him.
Who is
The
Shane?
99 is going to get an EOL for causing a caution within 2 laps of a restart as well.
Was that the cause of the caution? Was contact?
Both are going to
West
be
Green?
considered cause of caution.
Okay. So wow, that well, that changes my pick there a little bit, but hey, rules are rules.
1 car down for RKM.
All right, Matt. I'm gonna put you in Zach
Uh-oh.
Rogers' shoes here. Where do you pick?
Okay,
Or do
smell
you
bad.
line up behind Cameron Rich, or do you take whatever lane he doesn't pick?
Man, I don't know. Let's see. Looking at the guys behind him. That's a tough one. Here. I'd say the top. I pick the line he doesn't pick, which is going to be the top, and that may be controversial, but Zach Rogers has been good on these restarts. Gavin Hibbs and Alex Grates don't pose the same threat that Darren Steff or Braxton DeWeese pose, and neither of those guys are going to line up behind Zach Rogers. I think you can get away with picking the top. I don't know, man. Either way, you're not going to come out the leader. I changed my mind. Pick the bottom.
Ooh.
Hey, he picked
I think it's the
bottom.
safe pick. I think it's the safe pick.
Yeah, because like if you pick the top and you're not the control car, you're not going to get a good restart, and the bottom lane's preferred. You're going to end up behind the leader anyway. So why not just start in the preferred lane if you're going to end up behind the leader?
But it is giving Braxton DeWeese the front row, and we have seen if anybody can restart on the front row, it's Braxton DeWeese.
And we've seen him do it all night. Braxton DeWeese has been the bravest about taking the top line, especially if it gets him. He's probably had the most front row restarts of anyone not already in second place or first.
Yeah, I think you're right there. We'll see what Braxton can do, and he, if anyone in this field's mastered that, it has been Braxton DeWeese. We'll see what happens once we take the green flag as the pace truck's going to get ready to dive down pit road. Cameron Rich leads him to the green flag.
Interestingly enough, the entire top 5 picked the bottom.
Great restart from DeWeese.
Yeah, he shuffled in line right where he wanted to be. How about Caden Tufts there in top 5? That's a strong rebound by that 00.
We haven't mentioned that beautiful 43 car all night. James Watson working against Darren Staff, currently getting passed for the 8th spot, but yeah, Watson got taken out a couple times early in the last half.
And
Looking good
he's
so far. Oh, Neil Rudd. Oh, Damien! Oh,
Damien!
Oh!
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness!
And I think Vincent Isabella might need new pair of shorts. He might have just like glitched through. Yeah.
And Damien was right. I jinxed him. Well, I'm just going to stop talking to people because that's
this is
2
your
for
job.
2. That's
Job is
2 for 2.
It's
the
part of
driver's
the-
nights.
Yeah, it's part of the gig.
Man,
I
I was
like
watching Neil almost wreck it, but I didn't even notice Damien.
Too much
What happened?
beans.
What?
Too much
That's
beans.
all
I think
what?
he hits a bump as well.
That's late for too much beans, though. That's
Was there almost like a bump he hit that it caused that car to unsettle, and then he hits a glitch in the wall. And man, oh man, you know, we don't have Seth Rawls in the field here anymore, and man, Damien might get the new Rocket Man. That was crazy.
That's the second flip we've had tonight.
Yeah,
Did you really think flips at Milwaukee?
I would not have banked on that. I wouldn't have banked on 1, and we've seen 2.
We've got to look at the David Westergren on board.
We will.
Oh my God, get the David Westergren in car.
I think that he said Westergreen and maybe Vincent. And Vincent,
Whoa!
we've seen there. He
Barney
gets
almost got
through
hit.
him. Barney could have almost picked up the car and did some.
Did you say Barney?
Yeah.
Huh?
Barney almost got hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that.
I'll pull it up again once we're done with Dave Western.
Oh my gosh, Barney almost got wiped out.
He did.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's scary.
Could have been massive. That could have been huge.
There,
And the way that
here's Barney again. For those that missed
the
and then
Barney cam. Oh, we do get a Barney cam.
After this, you gotta look at Isabella because he got lucky as all hell.
It's in slow motion too. Here we go.
Oh, and he gets launched.
Head commitment though.
Barney,
He's
no
so
clear.
Oh!
That's a swing and a
He
miss.
almost,
He
Strike
almost
one.
touched him with the
If I
flag.
want to hit that one, I don't know. I'd walk me to first base. I don't want to make contact with that
That
one.
has to be a 3-wide promotion clip if there
Yep.
ever was one.
And if you ever doubted the manliness of Barney the Flag Man, didn't flinch.
On 3-wide TV, even the flag man gets caught up in the action.
I want to see a NASCAR
Damn.
official have that much commitment.
Yeah, that's brass balls right there. He's got him.
Best
Wow.
flag man in the biz. What can I
I
say?
don't know how you can climb
Yeah.
the ladder with those massive balls.
Yeah,
Dude, he's lifted up there.
he's got to have terrible knees, man. That's a lot to carry.
Oh, it'll be like that episode of South Park. He just carries him in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Oh
Randy, your
man.
balls! They're huge!
That is literally the sketchiest thing I think I've seen on iRacing. That was insane.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
I
is this
think
our-
that's twice tonight we've seen a car go airborne.
It is.
Yeah. And Vic,
This was not
were
the
you-
place I thought that would happen at.
Right,
No.
that's what we were just talking. Yeah, I wouldn't have banked on one, and we've seen one in each half so far. Do you think we're done with flips here tonight, as we're getting down to wind down the night here?
we better
Hopefully done with cars flipping, but I doubt we're done with people flipping out at each other.
be. Is the choose cone here?
Cameron Rich gonna choose that inside line. Braxton DeWeese right behind him.
Caden Tufts going up top.
Watson, Alexander, and Delicado.
Remember, Indelicato now has the freshest tires in the field. However, they're not that fresh.
Yeah, we'll see. He's back in 13th. I think he'll be restarting here.
I don't think he made the right choice on the lane there. He's going to lose a spot and be on the outside. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll keep my camera on him, and he's definitely going to be. We've seen what he does when he's mid-pack on fresh tires here. He was doing some pretty crazy stuff in the first half.
Yeah, he was making it 3 wide. He was making moves.
We've got an extra lap here.
Yep, lights are back on.
Oh, Westergreen has an EOL. Oh, was it choose lane rule? I think he got
Choose
it.
lane
Choose
rule.
cone.
Yep, choose cones. We've seen a couple guys get the hand slap here. And Westergreen. Oh, what's
I think it's a double move. It looks like Westergreen kind of starts to pick the bottom. and he
Well, what
jumps
happens
up to
is,
the
as
top.
I just explained, I'll explain it here. So what happens is he initially goes to bottom,
Yep.
and then moves to top, and then goes bottom, and then decides ultimately that he wants the top.
Oh, I didn't see.
Oh.
Oh,
So that's actually like a triple move there almost. Well, who just said they had 1 horsepower to their name right now? Interesting.
probably Damian Leininger's motor.
Is he even moving right
It was
now?
Cooper.
Oh, it's Cooper, who's out on racetrack. Man, oh man. You know what? I just looked. I was just looking on my own iRacing. I see Shane. We seen him, or Chef.
Who?
We
Okay.
we seen him park it in the garage. He's still in that exact same position on pit road right now.
He's parked under
Interesting.
protest. That's what it is.
Oh, little
not
little
too
lovers
happy.
quarrel here. Yeah. Pace truck's gonna dive down. We're gonna end caution number 9. Cameron Rich, your leader.
Oh, huge restart for the inside lane.
Yep, and I think Braxton's gonna get that second spot. It seems like he can choose no wrong when he's in that second spot. He's been pretty stout on these restarts all night long.
Yeah, he's going to be the primary challenger to Cameron Rich. Rogers is fast. Hibbs is fast. Tufts is pretty darn fast, too, but I think Braxton and Rich are definitely the class of the field at this point in the night.
Yeah,
Who did
it's
I pick again? Oh, Braxton, that's right. To finish second.
wow. What- Get out of the future, man. You getting a glass ball over there? Man, oh man. It's a fortune teller. But it's still a long way to go. 25 laps to go. I know Cameron Rich pulling away. Braxton Deweese trying to hold off Zach Rogers for that 3rd spot. Oh, and Neil Rutt hanging on to 7th place, but Ty McIntosh having a great run as well. Thought he's going to take a look on the inside, but Neil Rutt, he's had a tough start of the season. He's missed a few races. Missed a night, I believe. Oh!
Whoa, 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 whoa! Look out! Don't hit him!
Great save. Great save.
Caution. Something happens. That might have happened to more than one driver.
Tepe.
Yo, Tepe. Man, oh man.
Capiano apologizing for the radio. Oh, he overcorrected.
Oh.
He didn't overcorrect, but I mean, he corrected it and corrected it into Tepe.
Tepe, yeah, he got stuck to the inside wall there. Poor
That inside
Tepe.
wall. Is it the same way Gret? Wait, is he stuck?
No, he
Oh,
didn't
no,
get
no.
stuck. He pinned it.
Oh,
I
man,
thought
I
he
was
did
just saying, like,
something.
I don't know what
I
good
thought,
he's
like-
smoking.
Oh, he did overcorrect a little bit. Washed it up, and I think is Capuano getting parked, I believe I'm hearing.
Sorry,
That
guys.
was
I missed.
Third offense of the night. Third caution cause.
We're gonna have 2 cars at the end of this race.
Sorry, guys. I missed that last green flag run. I had a dog
Well, it wasn't
emergency and sleeping kids, so I had to go take care of that. So,
Oh, yeah.
So,
Don't want to wake up the kids, that's for damn sure. Not good.
working
So-
caution number 10.
Number 10 here in a short period of time. So Cameron Rich, I think he's got to like where he's sitting right now, back up front in the lead. I think with these cautions, I think he could definitely make it. What lap did they pit on again?
I'll tell you. That's
31.
Carlos.
So that was
31,
about
so
30 laps ago. Actually, exactly
I don't know.
30 laps ago. 31 laps ago.
So 52, I mean, they've had a lot of cautions to save fuel.
Yes.
I feel like if they needed a pit, they would have pitted right there,
They would
right?
have,
So
for sure.
Yeah.
they definitely feel comfortable making it.
And you
I
know
think
what?
he has that time.
Tires are good, but you saw guys take tires last time and instantly half of them wrecked, and it's just the track position is too good, especially for Rich and Deweese, who are faster than most of the guys behind them. It's just, there's no reason to pit.
You don't want to go to the mess. I mean, that's the last
Absolutely
thing you
not.
want to do. You do not want to go back to the mess. I mean, Cameron Rich has already drove through it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to do it again.
No,
No,
not
no.
at all. Is this
And-
our choose right here?
No. Unless
No?
everybody's
Okay.
choosing the inside lane.
Everybody's
What-
choosing the inside lane. Here we go.
Well, that's
Zero,
not
zero,
it, 'cause-
especially choosing the inside lane.
Oh, the
We-
double inside lane.
Imagine
Pull over,
if
I
you
can't
went
pull
3
over any
wide,
further. Oh
3
boy.
lanes.
I'm picking the inside lane
Every time.
every time.
Well, we know that wasn't the choose because Deweese would not have taken the inside.
He did. He did last restart, and it did pay off for him.
I
so,
wasn't
yeah.
here. I was handling
Yeah.
dad stuff.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was being a dad. I apologize.
Yeah,
He
no, but
would- usually he would go to the top.
yeah, and that's the crazy thing. No matter what he's decided here, it's overall it's worked out for that A car. If he's gonna choose the outside, if he's gonna choose the inside, it seems like no matter what, it's been benefiting him so far.
He just needs more than 4 laps to try and go get Cameron Rich and put up the fight. He just needs
Yeah.
more laps to race.
I think most everyone would agree. I think we need to see some more green flag runs here. We'll see
You
now.
mean we like to watch racing and not restarts? No way.
Oh,
Here we go. Wow, wow. Really inside heavy this time. James Watson's going to pick up about 3 spots.
choosing the outside lane.
Vic, I have a question for race control. What if a driver is so locked up in the middle that doesn't quite figure out where he goes, and he crosses the line perfectly in the middle of the line, and then holds it throughout?
That'd be hilarious. But then he would have failed and he would have gotten an emo.
What if he asked?
Trust me, we got asked this pre-race. Somebody asked.
Oh, yeah?
This exact question. Yeah.
Wow. So man, wow.
They really
Okay.
thought of everything, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's because a lot of them were like, "What if I'm indecisive?"
Well, that sucks. Figure it out.
Hopefully we'll figure it out and they won't be indecisive of what lane they're going to choose here once we go back to green.
Rich is
It's
gone.
Cameron Rich. Yep, Rich is gone. But this time Zach Rogers gets a little bit better of a jump on the outside, but I think Braxton Deweese is still going to clear and get that second spot from Zach Rogers, trying to hang on to that outside lane. It looks like he'll be able to tuck right behind that 8 car here.
We got 3 wide. The 30 car diving it in deep under James Watson and Neil Rutt.
Oh!
James Watson, somehow they don't wreck there. We're not out
Wow.
of it. It's going to be Darren Steff.
I don't want to say it because
Oh!
you guys said it was my job, but look at Hibbs in 4th.
Hibbs, yeah, having a strong run. Hopefully he can complete the night, awesome night here. Having a good run in half number 1. Maybe we can round that out here in half number 2. But man,
Gaggle here.
yeah, this gaggle has been interesting to watch. I'm
Caution,
caution
caution.
zone. Oh, Dewar hard to the outside wall, kind of Jones. I think Dewar, if his car is able to move after that, that was a hard leg to the outside wall.
Really tight 3 wide. Oh man. Kynan Jones turned down to the corner, and I don't think Dewar was ready to turn down into the corner.
Oh yeah. Oh, and a hard leg for both of them.
A lot of tempers flaring and hurt feelings are going on tonight.
Yes. Definitely seeing a lot of that tonight.
Man, Braxton DeWeese was... He was hanging with Cameron Rich there, man. He just needs green flag laps. I'm not saying he's gonna win. Cameron Rich, I think, might be a little bit quicker, but Braxton has enough to stick with him.
Yeah, he could definitely make it interesting, and as we've seen him do at the end of half number 1, he put that heat on Damian. Maybe if we got some green flag runs in, we could see that happen once again. But I don't think we're going to see. I don't see many cases where that 29 car is going to flinch. I'm not going to say he's going to be like Flagman or Barney the Flagman. Steady, but Cameron Wrench, I think he hardly blinks in a situation like that. Cooper's gonna win. Oh, someone said Cooper's gonna win this damn race.
Dustin Dewar was awarded the EOL.
Yeah,
like it's gonna matter. He's...
Is it an award now?
It's an award.
Everybody seems to want to get it, so.
Yeah, never know. So, we're going to be 15 laps to go once they cross the line here, and yeah, I think that urgency, we've seen it, I guess, all race long. But guys, like, how about Jason Alexander, our non-mystery driver here in that 30 car here tonight? Kind of that revolving door. He's having a strong run.
He's ran in every position between 10th and 30th.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. It's good to see him have a better half than what half number 1. Even Neil Rutt behind him.
Do you guys want to know something interesting about Jason Alexander? And I learned this. Well, first off, he goes to college with Shane DiMantova, which is awesome. But I also learned that he is Alex LeVay's agent.
Whoa!
Oh,
there you go.
That's a good little fact there.
Yeah, I learned that before the race. I was waiting for like the right time when he was like the focal point.
Here it is.
Yeah. So is that going to lead to maybe seeing
your
favorite driver?
Yeah. Oh man, you don't even know. I would fangirl so hard.
See, if you get Paul Menard in a race here too with Alex LeVay, we could just both fangirl it so hard together.
Do you remember the one time, Goody, that we raced with Paul Menard?
Yes.
Yeah, and he didn't finish the race.
He did not.
He parked it. He was like, I'm over this.
Yep,
I believe that's the same race that Daniel Dye went flying.
You choose Conan or choose Conan?
We choose Conan here.
I once hosted a private league session before they had before I knew to do it in league tabs. It was a private. It said do not join unless you're in the league on the hosted. Ryan Reed joined the session, and everybody there was like, "Oh God, it's Ryan Reed. He's gonna practice with us here." I kicked him because he was not a part of the league.
That's brutal.
Man, that's again. We've seen another guy with the Barney the Flagman. Steady nerves.
That's
not
just
afraid.
as brutal as Vic Bloom refusing to accept that Dale Jr. is an active driver.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yep, that's true. Start that debate here, but we're gonna debate and settle who's gonna win this race. Cameron Rich on point
fired.
once again. Green flag is back out.
Good restart.
13 laps to go. Great restart for Cameron Rich. Braxton Weiss does what he does again. He's gonna get that second spot from Zach Rogers on the exit of the corner, but Rogers put up a little bit of fight. He's got to try to stay ahead of Gavin Hibbs, and it looks like he will do so.
think Gavin
that-
cut him a break there.
Oh yeah, definitely cutting a break there. And ooh, Jason Alexander on the inside of Watson trying to hang on, move up through that top 10. He's in that inside line to do so. But it seems like every time we get a restart from pretty much about that 10th spot on back, there's a gaggle of cars.
Absolutely, and you know what? It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more settled out than it was before. This is probably the most cars I've seen down on the inside line this soon into a run.
I lived my OSCA racing career in that 10th to 15th place world, and it is a nightmare. So,
Yeah, it's the hornet's nest, as maybe some would say. And even in the back half of this field here, the car is still running out on the racetrack, kind of gaggling up, doing it for the pride here, trying to gain whatever positions they can. Nick Indelicato working his way back up into the top 10 in that 9th spot. See him drive off of turn number 2. Here's old Caden Tufts working his way back into the top 5.
Couldn't
Oh,
get any
boy.
closer.
Ty
Man.
McIntosh is knocking on the door of the top 5. That is huge.
Oh!
Oh my goodness, that is about as sideways as they get before they overcorrect into the outside wall.
Man, I gotta look at the broadcast here. Oh boy.
No
Yeah, that
doubt
thing.
these rear tires are toasted.
Yeah, he's got to cool those tires off a little bit, maybe get back into a rhythm. He's gonna drop a couple spots. Alex Greats, again, he wasn't confident on that speed, but
He's hanging, man.
he's hanging on to that top 10. I believe he's still. I don't know if he came back down pit road again. I might have missed it, but those 2 tires, I know he.
No, just the
last
one
time I
time.
remember him. So yeah, he's holding on pretty good with those 2 tires.
Oh!
Started
We
the
gotta,
first
oh,
table,
we gotta stop talking.
reversed. And I was about to talk more about him, so maybe I'll just not. Darren Staff goes wide going into turn 1. A couple blue and white cars. You know whose name we haven't said all night long?
Who's that?
Joe Francis, man.
Joe Fran-
He's
and he was
usually
got-
he's real good in these high horsepower cars usually, and I think 16th where he is right now is actually where the best he's ran all night. He hasn't taken to this place like I thought he would.
Yeah, and
It's
I'm
just
kind
hard
of
to
surprised
pass.
too.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's hard to pass, and he's generally a guy that he's a smooth operator. He
Oh,
might
yeah.
not be the fastest in practice, but he's always a guy that will find his way into the top 10 generally, more often than not, and just maybe not liking the track car combination here tonight. But hey, still, you never know. 8 laps to go, and we haven't had a caution in a little bit now.
Anything. Alex Greats almost spun it off forward. Caden Tuff slammed on the brakes to not run into him.
And Nick Indelicato will move up into the 7th spot to benefit from that, and Cade trying to get back to the inside.
He does. He's able to cross successfully. Oh my God! And Indelicato. I mean, you've got. Oh, Caden
Oh!
Aiden did not like that move.
But
He
he
still
let
almost ran into him.
he let him gather it back up, but it looked like he was going to get into the back end of him again. Man, oh man, these guys are rowdy out here tonight.
We got a couple of cars with destroyed rear tires.
Out of 410.
The
Yeah.
1 the 00. They don't. Not the. I mean, Caden Tuffs especially. He is sideways just about every single corner, hanging on for dear life.
Oh, crossover move, maybe accidentally there for Alexander.
Just so we're
And-
keeping tabs as we get inside the final 5 laps. Braxton DeWeese not all that close to Cameron Rich. It looks like Cameron Rich is slowly pulling away with this thing. Oh, that time Braxton was there with him. He's going to need a couple of really big laps, and he's got Zach Rogers all over him.
Yeah, putting a little bit of pressure on that 8 car to maybe really make a good run for it. So with 5 laps to go, he going through turns 3 and 4, coming to 4 to go now. Looks like if he can keep it smooth here, Cameron Rich, there's no cautions that he should be able to get the win here. Let's see what the difference is. About the same, maybe lost a little bit.
Seeing Alex Greats really starting to struggle on those 2 tires. His grip off the corner appears to be gone.
He's got to try to hang on again. Well, 3.5 more laps and try to hang on to that top 10. He's been pretty stout.
I think he's
Here all
got a
night long.
top 10 in the books as we can keep from wrecking it.
Hopefully we didn't jinx him there.
Well, he's got a Indelicato behind him, and that one car has been something to watch.
Yeah, and I think you got to be that way though with this, how hard it is to pass. You got to make those aggressive moves and make those blocks to try to keep from someone going on your inside. I think we've seen it all night long. And again, I think we got to mention here Ty McIntosh in fifth. Yeah, what a run. New team, kind of a new environment for him. I think it's been a good, I mean, it hasn't been a good start results-wise, but I think maybe as a, you know, he said he wanted to shed that moniker of being potty mouth.
You know what?
This is maybe the step towards that.
He said before the race tonight, I was talking to him, he was saying that he feels like his season's already over. He's had a terrible start, and told him, like, man, it's too early to be saying that. You never know. Look at that. He was running real good in the first half, didn't get the finish he deserved, but as we come to the white flag here, he's looking like he's going to have to hold off his buddy Nick and Delicato. He could come home with a top 5 or 6th place.
Yeah, he's going to have to kind of park the bus on the bottom here for one more lap. As Cameron Rich takes the white flag. Braxton DeWeese, it looked like he closed that last lap by, but now it looks like Cameron Rich turned on the after boosters here. He wants to coast, and he had to wait one whole half to get back into victory lane, but it looks like just through a couple more corners here, Cameron Rich will make his return.
The drought is over.
Yeah, the drought is over.
The little sprinkle that we had is over.
Yeah, left traffic almost getting in the way, but Cameron Rich will still hold off, and he's taken so far 4 of the 6 halves so far here in the early 2023 B season here in the OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series. He wins half number 2.
OSCA?
I might have.
Oh, we've got post-race contact.
With who?
Nick and Delicato and King Tufts are getting into it.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Oh, more.
Oh, that car is gonna look worse next week.
He's just getting his paint scheme together, guys.
And the funny thing is they both thought about it at the same time. They both came into each other. So
Hey, Darren Staff,
both
top 10 of the
mad.
season.
yeah, how about that? He's had the speed and finally gets a result. Gets the top
And hey,
10.
you know, sorry, I was going to say just a couple other things. Gavin Hibbs, we mentioned his terrible start. 3rd and 4th tonight. Really good night for him. And Ty McIntosh was able to hang on for that top 5.
And sometimes, yeah, when you get those runs, sometimes that's all it needs is to get that faith back in you. So hopefully for Ty that
that's been the big focus is getting Ty to just have fun again, not just get in his head, not get overly mad, just have fun, and I think it's starting to show.
Yeah, I think that once the results kind of get to it, and even interviewing him last week with the rough race he had at Montreal, I think he's having more fun, and now having the results, he'll even compound on top of that for the good. Cameron Rich, burnouts and parked. He's coming. He's coming up. He's running up to the booth. He's looking forward to interviewing us. But we do have, as we will look at the final results for half number 2.
He was going to interview us?
Yeah, maybe. What? Yeah, I want to be interviewed for once. Why do I always got to do the interviews? This is bull.
I mean, Cam gets interviews all the time.
Hang on, just pull on with it. I'm going to start this.
I'd like to say, can somebody tell me what my second half prediction was?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Braxton DeWeese got second.
Yeah, Braxton DeWeese finishing second tonight.
He says that after his terrible first half.
So we got.
I said I really did not expect the race leader to spin his own tires on a restart. So that's on me. Look, listen. I didn't add Kurt Angle into the mix. So that was all wrong. My math was wrong.
So we got 3 of us here in the booth. I think we can go. Should we do, Matt? Do you want to do 3rd?
Yeah, I'll take 3rd. I'll take Zach.
Yeah, then Adam, you can do 2nd, and I'll get Cameron up here.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, we've got Zach Rogers coming home 3rd tonight in half number 2. Zach, what questions do you have for us?
For you all. Were you entertained?
You suck. Define entertained.
Are we
you
asleep
stuck
yet?
around,
No.
So you stuck around and you're awake, so I guess there's something.
All right. Well, in all seriousness, look, you qualified 6th tonight, finished 8th. You probably ran a little bit better than 8th too, and I think that showed here Do you think you had any more for those guys up front, or do you think you finished about where you should have, or maybe even punched above your weight a little?
No, I knew I didn't have anything for them. I was just running where I was and hoping maybe they would have made a mistake, but they're just on top of it tonight. I wish that last little 10-lap run there was how the whole rest of the race went, because that was a blast racing with them. Probably the most fun I've had on the sim in a long time.
And you know, as far as how the car drives here at this track, I asked Cameron Rich to kind of describe what the ideal way around was earlier, and he, for the life of him, could not give me a clear answer. Was there a preferred way? Was there a way, like multiple ways, or was everybody kind of just trying to do the same thing better?
As far as I could decipher, it was just hug the bottom the whole way around. I was hoping that there would be more of a top line, but after testing last night, I mean, on restarts, on freshies, you kind of had a chance, but after about 5 laps or so, that went away pretty quick. And the first race, that was a little bit longer, you can make it work, but the second race, I think everybody got it figured out. Everybody was just too good by that point. The top line was pretty much gone.
And I believe Goody looked at the schedule earlier in the broadcast. We have Darlington next week. Is that a track that you might be able to replicate a result like this, or maybe even better? Place
like
atop the podium?
I like Darlington. I wouldn't guarantee anything, but given the difficulty of the track and the car, I'm sure that would be a handful. But I'd be willing to take a crack at it if anybody wants to call me up.
There's we've got more people in the booth than we usually do, and with both me and Adam, so I guess I can open it up here if anybody else wants to ask anything to Zach.
I don't want to ask anything to Zach, but I will say thank you, Zach, for filling in tonight and getting Nurse Aviator Racing their first top 3 of the year. I greatly appreciate it. Did a hell of a job. And again, man, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me drive here. Milwaukee's one of my favorite tracks, and I always take a chance to take a crack at it.
Well, if no one else has anything for you, Zach.
I will have one thing. You know, we always called you, we call you Super Sub, and I think we've even seen that going back to last year, and we just seen you last week in a Do Good car, and yeah, hopefully there's going to be opportunities. We've seen guys, you know, miss races every week, and as you said, you're willing to, you know, fill in at Darlington, but would it be a situation, do you think, if there's enough opportunities, and it very well possibly could, to be where you could string together close to a full-time season here?
I like what I'm doing now. I like hopping around and getting to meet everybody and get to know everybody. It's been fun, but for sure in the future, I'll definitely look further into submitting myself somewhere full-time. That's definitely something I've looked into. So yeah, that's not ruled out in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, well, I guess that kind of leads to, well, I kind of meant like hopping around to different teams and just happen to run a full schedule too, if it just so happens to be that way. Hey, you never know how that would work out.
That could be fun too. I don't know. It's kind of just a case-by-case basis right now. I've got a lot of different things going on, but maybe once the schedule calms down a bit, yeah, that could be fun.
Now, and with, you know, again, being on 2 different teams in the last 2 weeks, is there things that you know, obviously you flex your talent running for any team that you've ran with, but is there things that you pick up with even guys who who don't have the pace that you do, and some of your teammates or whoever have you know, whoever you've raced with in Discord on the team chat? Is there anything that you ever pick up from hopping around team to team like that?
Not specifically. Everybody's kind of got their own personalities, but I feel like I don't really have a hard time meshing with any of them. I just kind of come in and do my thing and try and mix in the best I can with the way everybody does things. And yeah, I don't know. Everybody's pretty supportive of each other, I would say. I haven't had a bad experience on any team thus far. So yeah, that's why I like doing it. I just like getting to see how everybody does everything, but I would say everybody does a pretty good job for the most part as far as making it fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I never really thought about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we call you Suitcase Suitcase Zach, kind of like Suitcase Jake Elder back in the day. I was the one gonna say Jack, mumbling words. It's been a long night, Zach. It really has. But
That'll be my Delta Blues name when I decide to hang it up and move down south.
I love it. I love it. But Matthew, I'll let you continue the interview.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything else. Zach, you have any other shout-outs or things you want to give?
Just shout out to Peeler and his team, and Goody and his team for letting me run last week, and anybody else in the future who decides to let me take hold.
Anybody else? Any other team owners watching? This guy will get you the good finishes you need. He does it all the time. Zach Rogers, good job tonight.
Don't you put that pressure on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, Zach, why don't you hit me up sometimes?
I'll say
I
Carlo.
was gonna say he's definitely my first call for super sub.
There's a 30 car you might be able to do sometimes.
Well, Carlos, Matt. I mean, you guys got teams. You guys are next. We me and Adam already took a turn.
Okay, we'll see.
Oh man. All right. Thanks for joining us, Zach.
Thanks, guys.
Old Suitcase Jack, or Zach. I'm just gonna call him Suitcase Jack. It's easier to say than Zach.
Before we start the next one, I gotta bid you guys farewell. I gotta go for the night. Thank you for having fun up here tonight.
Yeah, it's been fun. Glad to have you
Thanks,
back
Matt.
up here in the booth. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see y'all next time I come up here.
All right. Oh, where did Braxton go? Oh, there he is.
There he is.
He is an interview waiting. So without further ado, I'm gonna pull him up here. But Adam, you got this one.
Thank you, sir. Hey, Braxton. It's Adam and Goody up in the booth, man. Tell us about your night. 2 runner-up finishes, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like Cal Naughton right now, but I like the consistency of being up front and being in contention for wins here. So that's always good, and hopefully we can go to Darlington and try to make it one spot better for both races.
So your first race in half one with Damien was a lot closer. I think maybe if you'd had maybe 1 or 2 more laps, you could have got him. But Cameron Rich just seemed to be the class of the field. Did you have anything for him on any of those restarts, or was he just that much better than everybody else?
I feel like he was definitely the best car there, and for that half, and it was unfortunate what happened to him in half one as well with that wreck there on that restart. But yeah, he was pretty quick. It also helps when you get the clean air. When I got the clean air, it definitely helped for sure. Even if I was a little bit slower. So he was definitely the faster car, and I just had to hang on for a second and just make sure I kept having good restarts, and pretty much just had to bank on him making a mistake to try to capitalize on it. But we'll try to work on it a little bit more, and try to be faster, a little bit faster at Darlington.
You talk about those restarts. I'm going to call you the restart king of the night. We mentioned in the broadcast that we think you had more front row starts than probably anybody in the field through both halves. And you did the best of being that guy on the quote-unquote non-preferred line that really was able to either hold your own position or at least be able to slide back in behind whoever had the preferred line. You did it way better than everybody else. Even when you were in the 3rd position starting on the bottom, you were able to clear the guy on the second. So kind of talk us through your mindset on those restarts and what made you so good on them, because you were hands down the best restarter of the night.
Well, first, I really do appreciate that. That was something I really wanted to work on. I felt like it was going to be a pretty big deal, just considering how big track position was. Like that one time, there was like 7 or 8 cars on the bottom, and I picked the outside, and I just kept passing them, and I was like, are you kidding me right now? So I was like, I'm going to take the opportunity, because I kind of have a little bit of confidence that I can get the restarts that I need to get, to try to be side by side with the first place car, if not close enough to be able to get down going into the turn or middle of the turn. So I executed pretty good on majority of them restarts. There's a couple that I didn't, but as I got to do it more, I kind of started to learn more and apply that to the next one, and just tried the best I could there to try to not spin the tires, but also keep up with the leader.
You did a great job. It was quite fun to watch. Goody, you got anything for Braxton?
Well, and you know, talking about taking advantage of those restarts and saying how you gained a couple of positions by choosing, say, the outside line. How important was track position out there? You know, I think just a mixture of also the lack of maybe green flag racing we've seen tonight, and also just track position being a premium. Seemed like regardless. Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, here at Milwaukee, it's just so flat, and usually the flatter the track, it has less banking. Kind of just depends. But here at Milwaukee, I felt like there's kind of just one lane you got to run to try to keep up the speed, but also keep your tires at a good temperature and not really sliding it as much. But I felt like that was pretty key. It was just one lane and trying to get down to the bottom so you could wrap it as much as you could. I saw I started to figure out getting a little bit of a like a diamond effect, not too much, but just a little bit. Try to get a little bit of an arc coming off the corner, try to get the power down, especially with these cars that have a little bit more horsepower. I see that's starting to be a little bit more important as I start to race these a little bit more. I didn't really have the chance to race these cars when they were on the service. I joined and did one NIS event with the car at Las Vegas and finished like 17th or something. So I got a little bit of learning to do with this, but all in all, I'm pretty glad with what we can do, and hopefully we can, like I said before, do better at Darlington and try to get a win there. That's one of my favorite tracks. I just came up short with the Southern 500 the other day, so I really like that track, and hopefully we can bounce back and get a win.
I just got to mention before I hand it back to Adam, that was one hell of a rebound there too for you last night to get the second place. That was a good run.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know it, at least from the Discord side, that this deal with you running this year kind of came together last minute. At least it appeared that way, and man, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad it came together. I'm glad you're here every night. I think you're gonna be somebody that these guys are really gonna have to deal with. You got any shout outs you want to give before we get out of here for the night?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, I just want to say appreciate y'all, doing the broadcasting and whatnot. I really do like going back and watching it and seeing y'all get into it and who y'all pick and whatnot. It's pretty cool to see y'all get involved, and y'all have your own little thing of like a fantasy type thing of picking the drivers. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like your own thing. I don't really see anybody else doing that, so I kind of appreciate that. That's pretty cool. So I got a couple sponsors I want to thank here, especially Bennett's Publical on the car. I really do like this car, and I'm glad that I have them on the car. Their logo fits perfect on the rear quarter panel above the wheel, so that looks pretty cool. I can have it nice and big there. I don't have to move the number forward like the next gen, so I'm happy with that. But I want to thank Interstate Ford, Allen's Arts Images, Blaze Designs, Unrivaled Photography, Martin Sports, Bennett's Publical, like I said, Jane's on Main, Hayden's Race Day Replicas. You guys are associate sponsor for the Grand National car on Monday, so that's pretty cool. I also want to thank everybody that tunes in and supports me, as well as Elite Performance Industries. I've been doing open late model stock setup with them, and I'm looking forward to that. And just hopefully we can build on this consistency of the last 3 races and the past 2 nights, and hopefully keep it up and get comfortable with the points, so we don't have to worry about it. That's the kind of thing I really want to work on, is getting in the playoffs and being good. Even if there isn't any playoffs, just being up there in points, being in contention, just being up there and being in the talks of, the championship and whatnot. So, we're going to try our hardest as an open car all year and see what we can do.
Man, I think you're going to be there. If anybody wants, take a little slow it down, get all those sponsors in, go give them a check out. This guy deserves to be here, and I'm glad he's here. So thanks for the good run. Thanks for the talk, man. Braxton, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
You too, and that's also Braxton, our most popular driver. I know he usually has a pretty big fan club watching on YouTube. Hopefully they got to watch a strong run from that 8 car here tonight. But without further ado, man, the drought is over. You had to wait a whole half to get back into victory lane, but Cameron dominating ways, rearing its ugly head again. Well, not ugly for you, it's beautiful, but maybe for the competition, maybe a little bit ugly for you. But one hell of a run. How'd you work your way from all the way back in 12th to get back into victory lane.
Well, I didn't think I was like super quick tonight. I was just trying to kind of make my way up pretty quickly, smoothly, and without any hoopla. And then I think everybody else around me just kind of wrecked themselves. I saw Ryan wrecked, I saw Damien wrecked, I saw a couple others wrecked, and then all of a sudden I was kind of in the lead, and I feel like second half was kind of given to me a little bit. The first half was the one where I was trying to, I felt like I was racing Ryan for it a little bit, and then had something happen there off turn number 4 and got hooked into the wall, and that was that. But it was a fun race all night. I think the track and the car combination was really cool. I just think some people probably didn't screw their heads on tight enough, because there was a lot of cautions, and I didn't think there needed to be that many, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, I think one of the biggest problems is kind of the theme we've been talking with drivers here tonight is that track position premium, and there only really being one line here at the Milwaukee Mile. Do you think that might have kind of contributed to maybe the mayhem we've seen out here tonight?
Personally, I don't know. I was able to pass cars just fine, so I would think everybody else could, but maybe that's just coming from a biased position a little bit. I mean, you just really, you couldn't throw it into the corner and expect something bad to not happen, because there's no grip on the track, there's no downforce on the car, you're relying on side force, which doesn't exist on a flat track, and yeah, so I think a lot of people tried that and got the expected result of a caution.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of contact with Damien in race 2, I think. Race 2 or race? Yeah, it was race 2, I think. I think we got... I got together with him in the 45. We kind of all converged into one, so just wanted to apologize for that a little bit.
Well, yeah, well, that was just a frantic moment. I think Damien got in contact, I believe, was it Braxton? Braxton got the lead. It was just a big mayhem situation. It didn't look like it just looked like a stack up. I wouldn't say anything on you there. I think Damien would probably understand that as well.
Yeah, it's just hard to see anything from his cars. I saw him hit my car, and then I hit the 45, and then he was like half spinning, and then gosh came out, blah 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 blah. Typical Milwaukee wreck, but yeah, it just wasn't anything egregious.
Yeah, no, and the weird thing too is that you said you were kind of gifted the win, and kind of funny talking to Damien after half number 1, almost saying the exact same thing verbatim, that he didn't feel like he necessarily had that pace. You talked about Ryan Lutz, who showed a lot of speed out here tonight, but once again just not having that luck to get that checkered flag. But it seems like, sometimes in these races, especially, it seemed like that tonight in both halves, it just maybe not better lucky than good. I think both you and Damien had really good stout runs here tonight, but just being in the right position, able to stay out of trouble, definitely a big factor, especially tonight.
I think that'll be a thing next week too. The Nissan Aero track.
Yes. Well, speaking of Darlington, how confident are you feeling about going to the next week?
It's one of my favorite tracks. So I think
that's scary for the field.
Nobody in the field wanted to hear that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, this car can make even the worst tracks, somewhat tolerable, but Darlington with it is if we can get some green running, it will be one hell of a time. And I think if we can get green running, I would almost want to call my shot, because I think if there is any car track combination that would suit me, it's going to be this car at Darlington.
Oh boy, that's scary. You already got 4 out of the 6 half wins so far. That's scary thought. But Adam, you got anything for Cam?
Yeah, my microphone's about to die. Or not my microphone, my headset's about to die. So we're going to get this in real quick so I can actually hear this answer. So you obviously have taken to this car better than anybody. What is it about this car that just fits your driving style that's just kind of puts you on a notch ahead of everybody else?
Honestly, it might be because I'm a little. Well, I think he might have died there.
Oh, he might not get to hear the answer.
Oh wow.
He can always listen to the broadcast back. So.
Yeah.
So if I was gonna give an answer to that, it might be just because I might be like an OG to this car. This was the car that I drove back in the day, like when I was racing a lot, of officials, and this is the car that I ran. I got really good at this car, and it's kind of like putting an old glove on, I would say. It feels just like it did back in 2018. It's got that old tire model. It's got that horrible downforce model that doesn't seem realistic at all, but it does whatever it does. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to get back into it.
Yeah, kind of nostalgic feel for you here. That's awesome, and awesome start here to the season again with 4 wins in the 6 halves that we've had here so far this season. We'll be looking forward to seeing what you can do at your favorite track next week at Darlington. But before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
Absolutely. I'm gonna give a shout out to my wife first this time because I love
there
her,
you go.
and I don't want to forget her. She's my #1 fan. So there you go. Eyes and Designs and Carlos, my team owner, all my awesome teammates. I'm glad we get to practice sometimes, and I hope that my presence on the team is making us all a little bit better. So that's my goal.
Yeah, heck yeah, I think you're definitely. Yeah, I would say yep. Carlos is definitely agreeing there. But with that, thank you for joining us once again. We're probably going to talk to you next week after maybe another couple victories at Darlington.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too. That's Cameron Rich, winner of half number 2. But with Adam, I think he's going to be MIA here for the rest of the night too with that microphone. So we'll end the broadcast here tonight. And again, next week, Darlington, right here on 3 Wide Racing Television.
Throwback week.
What?
Throwback week next week.
Oh yeah, Throwback week is next week. That's right. Thank you for that. That reminds me, got to get some throwbacks done. But with that, I'd like to thank Vic. I'd like to thank Carlos, Adam, and Matthew for joining us here tonight, having a fun broadcast. Until next time, good night now.